4, 3, 2, 1. You already know who it is, what it is, where it is. Black Men And Cigars podcast. Fear Coach D'Amico's here, formerly known as, damn, I like your hat, King. Formerly known as,
I can't swim.
Formerly known as, you say you want all that, but I don't think you really do. You be playing. Formerly known as Big Unc Dark Chocolate. And we got Mark and Mark. Introduce yourself.
Formerly known as light skin, dark skin.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
Interly confused.
No. I'm dark skin all the way through, baby. Go ahead.
You like the dark skin clout that you get as an adult. You don't like the birth of the dark skinned guy. You ain't like the journey.
So much trauma.
But I am Mark Anthony. Holla at your boy, not too loud. Same man, different hat.
Formerly known as.
No, that's it, baby. That's it.
Nah, hell nah. Formerly known as. Where the hell you get them vocals from?
This what's on this side.
Nah.
Miko, every episode you find something to hate on.
First off, motherfucker.
Last episode you had a bunch of dark skinned men in here, but then you the only one with a hairline. So it's always something. It's always something.
First off, you missing a lot of gold in the frame of them glasses. I just want to tell you that. First off,
this is my third time wearing these. Don't try.
He got light skin gold glasses, bro. I didn't know that. Yeah. All right, and we got two suave big bros in the house tonight, man. I know they dress like Pinky Blinders. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I know
That's right.
Show.
That's
Real
right.
shit.
With
That's
the blade in the brim. That's right. Yeah.
Them was some gangsters,
That's
bro.
right.
We need to bring that back.
So we got two of my big bros in the house, man. These are all my best friends, man. All of them. Mark, you already know what time it is. Brother for life. But these two men right here, man, these two guys brought me into their circle, man, during the time where, I was just about starting to get back on my feet because y'all didn't really know how fucked up I was when y'all first met me. Like I was fucked up. But, they brought me in their circle. You know what I'm saying? I met both of these guys. We've had a lot of great conversations. We got a lot of great stories between each other. We've had a lot of great evenings,
Yeah.
And these are two gentlemen, man, I can't speak highly enough of. I look up to both of them differently in a multitude of ways, especially John, man. John definitely been there for me, especially during my tragedy, my heart tragedy, my breakup.
Oh, man, listen.
Oh, man. Yeah, man.
We have all been there.
We all
Man,
been there.
y'all have.
We have all been there.
And he offered me a great retreat at the Big Boy Mini Mansion. You know what I'm saying?
The suite.
We're not gonna speak about the work, but we had a great time there. You know what I'm saying? And even when I first started getting into the industry, John, he threw a party for me. You know what I'm saying? When I was going to North Carolina, taking on my cloud job. Like, John just always been a thorough dude. But listen, we're going to get into all that later, but I just want to introduce these two gentlemen. We got John here. John, you want to introduce yourself?
I don't think any introductions are necessary.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the light skin shit I'm talking about right there. Yeah. You was dark skin all the way up to this point. All the way up. Now it's camera lights, camera action. This motherfucker goddamn.
Listen, I'm John McKee. Some people know me as Golden. Some people know me as J-Bug. J-Bug, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wear a multitude of hats, man, but I'm here.
Big facts.
Because iron sharpens iron, man.
Big
sitting
facts.
across from, like, 3 soldiers, man. And we've all been in the trenches with each other. We've all came out of the mud. I just respect these men.
Hey.
That's the only reason I showed up.
And if we was soldiers, Miko would definitely go get the supplies. I just want to throw that out there.
That's fucked up. First off, y'all gonna put me on the front line.
Put the supplies on the back.
Y'all gonna definitely put my big ass on the front
all
line.
the wrong tools and shit.
And then we got AG in the building, man.
Yep.
Mr. Conspicuous. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Old school, old soul, old wise man. You know what I'm saying?
Don't leave out old money.
Well,
The wild card
it's
himself.
obvious.
Right.
You see him? It's obvious. The money is on him, man. Y'all don't understand what kind of a treat we in today. I already know Jen's about to be dropped. There's gonna be a hella clips that's gonna be dropped. And listen, man, I just want to say this now because there's gonna be some women who gonna watch this and they're gonna want to shoot some DMs, whatever. Are DMs available? AG, we know you don't got social media, so ladies, you gotta send AG a letter.
Pigeon.
Right.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, go through me and I'll reach out.
At least that way I know you can read and write. I understand that part.
All right, black guys. All right, so all black guys in the building, you know what I'm saying, all respectable men. So I wanna start it off by asking y'all a great question. Something I thought about recently. I watched on the podcast. They gave an answer, and I was like, damn, I didn't think about it like that. Do you think money can make you happy? Is money the key to happiness?
Absolutely not.
Mm.
I've had money that I could wipe my ass with.
Mm.
I've had no money.
Mm.
I've had go to the store and get this and that money. And I've had no bag trip money where you fly out with no bags and you buy everything you need when you get there.
Mm.
Happiness is an inside job. And money is only a magnifier of what already exists within you. So whatever you are, money will magnify that. Hopefully it's happiness. But that's not always the case.
I'm going to be honest, bro. I was much happier being able to go eat at 4-star, 5-star restaurants than eating that 4 for $4 at fucking Wendy's. I'm going to be honest for you.
It's probably because you ain't had it long enough to.
Hold on, but I'm just saying, what you think, AG? I know AG going to have an interest in this, but can money buy you happiness? That's what we're talking about here. Think about it for a second. If we're talking about happiness. Happiness is a fleeting feeling. It comes and goes. Some days you feeling sad. Some days you feeling, stoic. But when you have money, it's just easier to navigate through life. I'm not saying that you should sit here.
That's two different statements, though.
Okay, talk to me.
Money can, like I said, money can magnify the happiness you already have.
I like that.
Money can
like
open
that.
some doors.
I like that. Okay.
Money can alleviate some concerns and distractions.
Provide learning opportunities.
Because our community starts to, vilify money. And with that, we start vilifying successful black men.
Will you tell me this, D'Amicos, real quick? Because I'm going to let AG speak
right
after this statement.
Go ahead.
I'm going to let you address this.
Go ahead.
Did Whitney Houston have money?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Was she happy?
It depends on what drug of choice
Is
she was
she
taking for the
she-
day.
Exactly. Drugs are used to escape your reality. So why would a happy person want to escape the experiences of everyday life unless they were not happy?
AG, we'll go ahead.
Everybody loves money, right? Everybody. No, I'm not going to say loves money.
Mm-hmm.
To John's point, it can amplify what you've done or what you're doing. Look at all the people that had all the money and were fucking miserable. Miserable. The happiness is what you have to create. You've done things to give you the money. We've all had the money. We've all blown the money.
Big facts.
Think about the time. You were happy when you were spending the money.
Oh,
you were happy. You had happy times when you were broke.
I don't
No,
know.
wait a minute, AG. My
I've
honestly.
had times. I had the best time of my life when I didn't have the money I have now.
Period. That's
The
what I was about to
best
say.
So let
time.
me ask you this, AG. Would you go back?
Damn right I would.
Oh hell no.
AG, I second that. If I could duplicate the environment and the experience and
Yes.
the people, I would go back all day. I know me and AG met, like almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
North Carolina. Man, we would shut down a club based off energy alone. We had no money. We would show up, motorcycles, take over the parking lot, and
Hold
have
on.
the
Where the
time
hell
of
you
our
get
life.
where you get a motorcycle from?
Man, I ride too.
Ballers for life.
That's what you had money to get.
It
that
wasn't an
motor-
expensive motorcycle.
Oh,
it wasn't the one you wanted.
It was a Suzuki.
Look, Meek
know
Mill
what I'm saying?
had
Nah,
motorcycles
listen,
before
all,
he had
all
money.
you had, it was something that you put together.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
That's fair.
it wasn't brand new off the showroom
One of my homeboys
floor.
had a motorcycle
Okay.
with duct tape on it.
Ooh.
He rolled the shit out there.
But we were happy
You
with what we
understand?
had.
Okay.
Well, I think when we start talking about that, it's a threshold. Like I talked to my young brother about broke nigga problems.
Yeah.
Now, when life was simple, is when you ain't have money and life was simple. That was cool.
Facts.
When my college time was the most happy when everything was insulated and money wasn't the biggest factor because 5 guys in the room could get a bottle and grab some pizza and
Facts.
we had a good night.
Think about this. You could also trust those 5 guys in the room.
Facts.
Right.
Big
Right.
facts.
When you level up and money's like limitless,
That's true. That's true.
you
shit.
don't know who's there for what.
That's,
Right.
That's the.
And the peace of mind you get by knowing these niggas with you will go to war. It ain't about no money. It ain't about no opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like I had people that were not fraudulent in my life at that time that I knew if I broke down 60 miles out, all of them would show up.
That's
to
right.
fix one tire, right? I don't see that now, except for from those people I met in that era. I can't trust the niggas I meet now. Because to me, I look like an opportunity. I look like a connection that could be beneficial, right?
I think about that often. That's something that kind of plays me. Like, always, it thinks about, like I'm doing well now, but I know as the coming years, the months come along and the years come along, there's going to be more and more, overflow money. And it's like, I'm getting to that point of seeing, like, damn, who really fuck with me because of me versus who fuck with me because of what they think they can get off of me or get from me. So I that is like the successful man's dilemma that he's always battling in his head. So it makes you seem like, damn, is it worth even getting?
I'm not gonna ride with that.
All right, talk to me.
Because once you get to a certain point, you realize you make that circle of people smaller.
I was thinking the same thing.
You make it smaller because you've seen these people who are with you because you are you. Not to just call you when you're going out to pop a bottle, to go here or to go there, going on a trip. Will they just call you out of the blue like, yo, D'Amicos, what's up, man? What's going on? Man, shit, I'm just chilling. Word? All right, let's go do this. Let's go do that or whatever. You realize, and you will shorten that amount of people. You will become private.
That's a good point. That's
I
a
mean,
good point.
and what I was speaking on about simpler, right? Even when I met you, we ain't have as much as we got now.
Boy,
in terms of income in terms of income or in terms of responsibility.
Man,
we met up once a week.
Facts.
We just talk shit. We watch games.
No, you got to keep in mind that we took advantage of that appetizer hour.
Right.
Yeah.
It's still available. Right. The simple things, just because our appetite changed, don't mean that the menu. We just changed restaurants.
That's true.
The restaurants we still like still there.
That's true. That's true.
We changed and we developed more. So I think that expectations around, and it's the desensitization, right? That couldn't have kept us happy forever. So as we grew, our appetites grew. What satiated us grows, and that's the importance of that reflection piece. And I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast when he was talking to a guy about how social media influences like your ability to be satiated and the importance of boredom, which is separate from what he's talking about when I could just go outside, everybody hooping, everybody playing football in high school, and that's all the fun you needed. For you could do that for 7 to 8 hours. Somebody got to call you to come in.
True.
That's a different level of peace and happiness that you have.
That's true.
And if you would have asked me at that age where I am now, dude, you got your own spot. Yeah. You could go take trips to wherever you want to go. And I would have been like, oh, I'll be happy as hell. Right. But I still don't feel that feeling.
True. So AG, let me ask you this. Why in the fuck don't you have a social media? Why aren't you on social media? In the day of age where everybody got Snapchats, IG, TikToks, all that shit. Like, why don't you do social media? You the only dude I've ever met in my life who would do so well on social media, by the way, that you don't do social media, man.
Social media is too watered down.
What do you mean by that?
It's not authentic enough. And then when you do run into somebody that's authentic, you think they're fake. How do you comb through the 1,000% of bullshit that's out there?
1,000%.
Well, I think my retort to that would be your social media is a direct reflection of what you want in your life. It's just like when I hear people
definitely
say
be a lot of bullshit.
No, I'm saying
like a motherfucker.
if he got on IG, he says, I want this motivational speaker on my shit. I don't want no IG, no IG models, no distractions. All I want is this type of content. That's all you're gonna see.
I mean, yeah, but who would want to set themselves up with that kind of torture?
But I'm saying,
that's like going to a strip club and you don't see nobody naked.
No, but when I see people complain about not complaining, his not a complaint. His is just him telling a story. But what I hear is the complaints, and you see people saying their perspective on life is driven by social media. Oh, women ain't shit and men ain't shit. They have their perspectives because they open themselves up so broad to people that they would have never put themselves around in real life.
That's right.
That's real, right? But I made a post today that said success is a tailored experience, right? And when you create a tailored experience that allows you to have success, you have to protect that at all costs. And if social media puts that at risk, if people that want to monitor what you're doing by way of social media for all the wrong reasons in the world, you really have to step back and think, is this important to me? Or have I been told that this is something I must do?
I absolutely agree.
And make a decision from there. And I really feel like that's what AG's done. He's realized, I don't need this. It doesn't serve me.
It doesn't serve me at all.
Right.
What I want you to see, if I really was to do something, follow my life. Follow what I do. See me when I get up at 4:30 in the morning.
And that's if you have access.
Right.
See when I get up in the morning and do this and do that. Do the universal things that everybody can do that can make you a success. Make you a personal success. Now, I can get up and YouTube or do whatever it is. Is that going to benefit me personally? Unless I'm doing something productive with that time. I'm going to do something. If it's at 4:30, I'm going to get up, run. I'm going to cook that good breakfast. I'm gonna get up, do some pull-ups, sit-ups.
Now,
run.
what you said you listening to in the morning? Remember we was talking, you was like, I think we was at Bakari's. I found where we was at. But I was like, you do what in the morning? And you was like, yeah, when I had some company, sleep over, whatever. When I wake up in the morning, she got to be cool that I listen to. I think it was like Erykah Badu or something. You said you get up and you have all these routines.
I don't think it was that.
You
got all these routines in the
whatever.
morning.
I can get up and listen to whatever.
I was like, ain't you do all this in the morning?
All
God
of it.
Damn.
I don't care who it is because
You said she got to get on your regimen. That's what
Period. That's it.
you don't have to stop being who you are because somebody's at your house.
If not, they need to leave.
At that point, you are not you. Be you. Be unapologetically you. And that's what I'm not gonna compromise. Not gonna stop being the person that somebody actually likes. When you stop that, you know what that other person's gonna say?
You changed.
Yes.
But think about this. I'm beginning to really wrap my mind around how life is so incredibly short.
Oh, facts.
And how much of it are you actually living for you versus the expectation of others,
Facts.
seeking the acceptance of others,
That validation
and doing
is a
things that
motherfucker.
don't even align with whatever your ultimate goal is.
That's a fact, bro.
You can't get that fucking time back.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And these people have fleeting expectations of you. You can't meet that bar. But guess what you can do? You can make AG happy as hell. You can make Mark incredibly happy, even at the expense of everybody else. Because you can't pour shit from an empty cup.
That's a fact.
You can focus on D'Amico's to the point where the people that need to be around D'Amico's will show up. But guess what you got to do? You got to walk with empty hands for a season until those people show up.
That's
or
a
you
fact.
can hold on to the people from the past
He preaching.
and
That's a gem,
never
bro.
walk in the fullness of your experience. I don't give a fuck who leaves now. I'm so focused on John McKee and what I need from life and making sure that the fruits that and the seeds that my mother sown before she left this world bears incredible fruit that I can let everything die.
I think that's so pivotal what you said, because when I went through that break, like, people don't, because people see me so jovial or social or so busy doing things, they don't really think that I have like this emotional side of me that's, unless you really know me.
The big teddy bear.
Right. Right. That's because y'all know me though. But most people don't know me, don't think that I'm, most people just don't take the time to know me, don't know how sensitive I am or emotional.
Not just that. Let's pause for a minute.
Yeah.
They don't identify with that because they can't speak to that. They can't pour into that.
Right.
They can't even care for that, right?
true.
So they paint a picture of you in a way that feeds their needs.
That's true.
Because they're not going to show up for that side of you.
I got to use that. That's a
They
fact. That's
will
a fact.
never show up for that side of you, so why even address it?
Well, hold on. I got to give my pushback.
All right. Go ahead.
While not completely discrediting them. Because I think you also, because John knows exactly who John is. You have to give people an understanding, too, of who you are.
Well, people have discernment.
Well,
And those that don't need to be around
I'll
me.
say this, right? First time he had his breakup, I didn't, and we talk about this.
But that's what I was gonna get into the point of the breakup, because he said that, you know, you people who need to be around you will find their way of being around you, and sometimes you gotta walk it alone until those people find you. And it's crazy because when I went through that breakup, y'all knew how heartbreaking that shit really was for me. The people who I thought were gonna, you know, reach out, and even when I reached out to them, who I thought were gonna receive me, especially when I got back to the city, didn't. And the ones who came through were all of my goddamn homeboys. Like, y'all really came through for me. I was fucking out, bro. I was out of this shit, bro. And y'all really came, aside from my therapist, shout out to Dr. V, y'all definitely came through for me and supported me, bro. Y'all was trying to drag me out the house. Y'all was trying to help me do things. Y'all was just being an open ear, just listening. And I know I was doing a lot of bitching. You know what I'm saying? I know I was just doing a lot of just, you know, just talking about my feelings and shit. But I was fucked up. And y'all just listen. You know what I'm saying? With no judgment or this, that, and the third. And I needed that. So you're right. Yeah, people. And I found out at that point, too, the people who I thought were my people, these people that I don't pour resources into. You know what I'm saying? I don't sacrifice shit for.
The part of that we got to take ownership of is that we actually, if we're honest, there's certain people that we want to show up.
Facts.
Because we want a connection with them.
Facts, man.
We want them to be the ones that came to our rescue.
Right. Big facts.
And they ain't the motherfuckers that's coming.
Right?
Judge people based on their actions, not your expectations.
And I'm not even mad at them because I understand they are their own human being too. They got their own shit going on too. And on top of that, it might not be the connection I thought it was. That's my fault for believing it to be something that it really wasn't. And that's cool. There's no beef towards them at all. But that was a real life experience that showed me even more who my real people are, who my real tribe is.
I mean, I'll say this. If I didn't know you through the first breakup, you might have been disappointed in me through the second one. Because the way that and we both reflect this, right? So when
you about to criticize my shit.
No. When my mom,
I know where he's
what I'm saying
from.
is when my mom passed away, right?
Yeah.
The worst thing I hated to hear from everybody was, "Let me know if you need anything."
Man, that's the worst.
Why don't people just show up?
And the person that was
Just show the fuck up.
people
okay?
don't.
Don't ask
Sometimes you don't know exactly what to do, how much space to give somebody, yada yada yada. So I come from that therapeutic background that comes from a level of understanding where I couldn't be as verbal as I wanted to express myself. He didn't know how to be there for me, and what I'm gonna do? Have another parent pass before he understands the full gravity at that point. He didn't understand how to be there for me. My other homegirl didn't either, but they were close to me. It took somebody else who had that shared experience. She came through and she was like, and she didn't do anything. She was just talking to me every day, distracting me, and we'd be on the phone for hours, and that's what I needed. But I couldn't say that. I didn't know how to verbalize that to somebody when they saying, I mean, he didn't say, just let me know. We still talked often, but through his first breakup, I was like, shit. The way he came off was like, man, I'm alright. I saw the physical representation,
but not the real shit.
And so the second time, I'm hitting him up like, yo, you good? Let's get out. What's going on? Like, I'm contacting him more, maybe even overcompensating. One, because I know what the void. I know that there's a huge void that he's used to filling with his what was his partner, and now he getting back into this world.
Strip club.
Hello.
Back into this world. Back into this strip club.
But
But let's pause for a minute, man, because
That's so true.
First, I want to say I am
Password.
sorry for your loss.
I appreciate
The
it.
loss of a mother, like I lost my mother in 2017.
Same
you
year.
never get over that, right? And actually dealing with that is an inside learning experience that everyone will eventually go through. But there's so many benefits from it that sometimes it's not that people need to show up for you in a certain way. It's just people need to be around you.
That's a fact.
Right? And if they're around you long enough, then they can discern how to tiptoe around those emotions in a way where you can help them identify what they can do for you.
Damn. That's real.
It's interesting, man. Like, my people showed up to my mom's funeral. I don't even know how they got the address. You understand? And that level of comfort, man, it was empowering. It gave me strength, man. And I just feel like, in a lot of ways, dealing with a breakup, where you had high expectations is like dealing with death.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
it's
what
the
I'm saying?
death of something.
It's the death of something. And all we can do is just show up. And when you think you're going to come through and rescue a person in 20 minutes, that's not happening. It's the person that consistently reaches out, consistently exposes themselves to your energy around that time that really can identify how to help you through.
Big facts.
But that question, what do you need me to, that don't, man, listen. They get off the phone and they go on with their lives.
Right.
Facts.
That's an absolute.
But that person that's sitting in the room with you for 3-4 hours and come back the next day and the next day, those are the only individuals that are legitly trying to help.
Bro, when I tell you, and I ain't gonna keep speaking on this.
Nah, that's real. That's because that is something that y'all both share in common because y'all both didn't know each other's, mom had passed, and it's ironic. I just learned this
My
today
mom
that
was
y'all
my best friend.
Same year, bro. Same year, 2017.
Mine was July 23rd, 2017.
Well, it's fucked up, which I held some resentment towards my family. Then I had to reposition the way I view family. I took on my sister, and my mom and sister were best friends. So my sister's just got into high school. She lose her best friend. She also got hit by a car that year.
Wow.
My thing was my family know this. But that whole so when Miko reaching out to me regularly and my homegirl reaching out to me regularly and my family say, let me know if you need anything. And
say the word regularly again, because that's the key word.
Like they when I say family didn't hit me up, I got a brother who is my older brother, didn't really do nothing. He like that. He was like that ain't shit dad who would come buy shoes once a year and think he did his part. So this is somebody it was a 27-year-old trying to do all of this at once, taking on his kid. I had my grandmother living with me. It was all these things, and all I wanted was for my family to step up. And while my family was essentially on some sorry for your loss, I'm going to go about my life. And it took me talking to one of my uncles last year where they was like, oh, I didn't know you went through that.
But guess who the man is? Guess who God saw fit to bear that burden? Guess who had enough strength in his shoulders to carry that weight? So sometimes it's easy to paint a certain picture, but we are never dealt a hand we can't handle. And it's interesting that I take ownership of certain shit that I realize other people don't have the capacity.
I don't, not to be just.
Not that they don't want to.
No, I'm
they
saying
don't have the capacity.
It's people who we always say that God ain't gonna put more on you than what you could bear. It's a lot of people. I don't agree with that
I agree with it.
because there's people daily who feel like they've dealt with so much that they want to end it.
That's because you have a decision to make. There's shit I've dealt with I didn't want to.
I got
Not that I didn't have the strength. I was tired of being strong.
it. Right, which means at some point.
No, that means I had the capacity, but I had the decision I could check out if I wanted to.
I agree.
It don't mean you ain't got the strength.
I
It means
agree
you
with
don't want to walk in the fullness of your ability.
I agree with like that.
Now that's a coward,
Yeah.
and the cowards exist.
I agree with like
You
that
can
with
have the
motherfucker.
capacity to do certain shit. There's plenty of bitches in this land I could fuck.
Hey.
I left alone so that you
Now
guys
we
can have an
talking.
opportunity.
That's what
You
Miko
see what
wanna
I'm
get
saying? He want to get to the shit. That's why I brought it up. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I can't walk in that capacity. It's not I can. I have the ability. I have the strength. I have the wherewithal to do it.
Listen,
It's a decision.
when we go through situations like this, we put a level of expectation on a lot of people.
That's facts. That's a fact, bro.
Let me go ahead and tell you right now. I'm going to tell you guys right now. When you set a level of expectation for someone else,
You fucked up.
are going to be supremely disappointed.
Facts.
Supremely. Don't do it. I don't expect you to do shit.
Talk that shit, AG.
I don't expect
That's
you
real.
to do nothing.
That's real, bro.
I'm
That's
gonna
some real shit.
take care of this business, whether you are here or not. My father passed last year, June 14th.
Damn, bro.
All right?
An incredible man.
I understand that I've been to several funerals where people say, of course, sorry for your loss.
And gone.
Call me if you need me. Well, I'm about to pick up the
They
phone.
favorite phrase.
I'm gonna pick up the phone and I'm gonna call you like, yo, I actually need you right now. You said call you if I need you. Are these people there? No, that's just the thing to say in the moment.
It makes them feel.
It's the how you doing of death.
It makes them feel good, like they tried to do something. Right.
It's a natural reflex.
They did something. Now, okay, it could be a year down the line. You know, I'm still feeling this. Yeah, I just want a listening ear. That's all I want. Maybe that's what you want, but that other person's like, I got this thing I gotta go do. Don't put a level of expectation on people. You will be disappointed.
I feel it.
I agree.
Handle that business
100%.
yourself.
I think that goes for everybody. That goes for your parents. That goes for your spouses. That goes
Whoever.
for your kids.
Yeah.
I agree 1,000%.
Whoever.
One of the things my dad told me resonate with me. He said, you got to love people the way they allow you to love them.
That's right.
And I remember I had a homie in college, and you wasn't his friend unless you would fight for him. And I had
Fuck outta here.
I mean, it was that type of environment.
Yeah, especially if you can't fight.
But I told him, one of the things that I had to tell him was, you gotta readjust the way you view people, because your box is still limited to your experiences. And you just gotta allow, if you can't be cool with a nerd dude and be like, yo, you gotta fight for me to be my friend. You be like, nah,
I'll say this,
reboot
man,
your
like,
computer.
You setting an unrealistic expectation on a person who can't provide that need for you.
Not only that, you're exposing yourself. So this for a moment of time, I lived in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Vietnam, but see, you don't know nothing about that.
And niggas in Fayetteville move like that, right? Like if a nigga wants your girl in Fayetteville, he gonna fight you, and just assume that if you get your ass whipped, she gonna choose him. And
Yeah, no.
Y'all know
no,
the country
that
boys
shit
get down,
real.
bro.
You understand?
Should be treacherous in this
And so
country.
I had to adapt to my environment, man. And the niggas that want you to fight on their behalf all the time is the main niggas out here
That's
starting
cowards.
fights.
Right.
They
Cowards.
start fights and because you with them.
Facts.
The
Because
shit
they
they
know
would
got back
the
up.
shit they would avoid in your absence is the shit that they propagate when you're there.
Facts.
And what kind of men respect that? You mean he stepped on your shoe, you ready to go to war, but if you was by yourself, you would wipe your shoe off? Nigga, get the fuck out of here, yo.
Oh no, so AG, let me ask you this, man. So where did you get this at what point, I'm gonna ask you this. At what point in your life did shit really start to come together to you where you could formulate your words to articulate the wisdom you had? And then who installed this wisdom in you? Because again, like when you talk to AG, you notice he don't have no fucking social media. But if you talk to him, he knows a shit ton about books. He knows all about self-development. He knows all about science, technology, et cetera, et cetera. And you be like, well, god damn, like, where does it all come from? Who installed this? And then on top of all that, he has this great sound, old school ass wisdom that encapsulates it all. Where did you get that from, and at what point in your life did it come to you where you could articulate it to others?
Now, in 98, 99, I moved to Greensboro, North Carolina.
Oh, shit. All right, you know that.
I'm working 12-hour job, you know,
12
just
hours.
working.
In the factory.
Yeah, just working, you know, doing what I've
Why he say
seen
factory?
all my life.
Nigga, it's North Carolina. What you talking about? In Greensboro at that. It's factory jobs.
doing what I've seen all my life. Go to work, come home, you know, this type of life. JT, shout out to JT.
Shout out to JT, Ballers for Life.
Hey.
He was like, yo, I want you to read this book, 48 Laws of Power. I read that book, and I had a paradigm shift. I realized that this book was compiled of so much wisdom, so much history, that none of this started right then. This is stuff that's 2,000 years old.
Facts.
That worked for them.
That's a fact, bro. That's crazy.
All I got to do is apply it to my own life. When I started applying it, the dots started connecting themselves. Go to this, go to that. To get away from certain things, to get into this. So I started incorporating those things. I started saying those things. I started living those things. And my life became 10,000 times better. I cut out all the bullshit. I surrounded myself with people who were making moves. So that I could learn from him. So I could learn from you. So I can learn from you. Balls for Life, shout out to them. When I met them, before I met them, I was on the track to go back to South Carolina.
Or her.
Yeah, I was gonna go back. I met these guys, and I saw a group of people that were, okay, yeah, we're gonna show you. You know, I started to learn from them. Like John said, iron sharpens iron. And I started to become sharp. And we bounce ideas off of each other. We see how somebody's living. That worked for him. It was a universal thing. It can work for me too. So I started acquiring more knowledge. Get away from certain things that was wasteful. My life became productive. I learned to love everything that I do. I don't throw that word around that often. But the things that I love to do, I fucking love them. And you can't pry me away from those things. If I say I love this person, you better believe I do.
So let me ask you this. How did you get away from, because another thing a lot of black guys struggle with is that when they're trying to make that transition, it's hard to break away from not just old habits, but that old circle that keeps thinking those same circle of thoughts that keeps them limited. And so they have this conflict. They're like, damn, I love these people. I fuck with these people. We had great times together. But in order to go on, I got to grow on. And that might mean even without them. How was that experience for you, knowing that you have to probably leave behind a lot of brothers that you had a lot of love for and respect for?
Now, I went through the exact thing. It's what I had to do. It's not a sacrifice. I don't have a sacrifice. This is what I must do in order to be successful. I'm not going to say, I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to sacrifice this. No, I got to stop that to get here. And if that's you, you got to go.
Whew. That's that man talk right there.
You got to go. If you are not positive and productive in my life, you have to go. That's it. That's it. When I got to that point, people got cut off. The circle got smaller. All that stuff that I could get, all those things I could get from those 10,000 people, I could get from 5.
That's that nip shit.
For real, bro.
But that's the 80-20 rule. 20% of
five.
everything you need and everything you accomplish.
And so, John, I want to ask you this because, like I say, AG, I love talking to AG because it's that old, you feel the roots coming through his voice when he talks to you of just straight, raw wisdom. Old school, 1,000-year-old wisdom coming through AG. I love talking to AG. And then when I talk to John make you want to goddamn run through a brick wall. Like, John be getting you so fucking amped up and motivated. Like, yeah, I got this shit. Like, your confidence. I don't know if it's a light-skinned thing that rub off on you, but your confidence
telling these
is
niggas
like,
I'm dark-skinned.
your confidence shoots up talking to John. So, John, when did you at that point, what point in your life did you acquire this self-confidence? Because, like, you're self-assured. And I always tell people, it's like meeting John, and then sometimes I preface women because I'll be like, look, like, John is John, all right? John is himself. I was like, he might come off, you may think he's so cocky and full of himself, but as you get to know John and you actually listen to him and talk to him, John is super understanding. He's not going to overtalk you. He's going to hear what you have to say, and it's straight energy. Straight, he's not, I'm better than you or whatever. It's straight energy, respectful energy.
Mike had, I'm flyer than you.
Oh, right, but it's the appearance too on top of that, because not only is he assure himself, the appearance is like, motherfucker, shit's tight.
He's gonna share those resources with you.
Facts.
So you can get fly.
Facts. So where did that come? When did that all start to? At what point in your life did it truly, for real, start to maturate and make sense to you, and you actually started to walk that shit?
That's a loaded question, man. I don't know if anybody listening or anybody in the audience has ever felt set apart. Right? In high school, I was extremely popular, but I was set apart.
Are we surprised?
Right? Meaning I didn't fit in the way I wanted to. But I was that nigga. You understand? And at some point in my life, I had to walk in my awkwardness. Which is anybody that felt set apart can understand what I'm saying now. Creativity and fashion has been a part of my life since the beginning of my inception. But it wasn't until I walked in the fullness of who I am that I had impact. I remember transitioning from Goldsboro, North Carolina to Fayetteville in high school. And I would go to lunch and I would sit at the end of the table, an empty table, all by myself.
Like a weirdo.
See?
Every
I'll take that
woman
weirdo.
in that building would stop. You okay? You want me to sit with you? I've always felt set apart. And honestly, man, all jokes aside, I have to give glory to God for that. You know, and that may not be popular and may not be what everyone expects, but I've always been set apart, and I understand my purpose. I understand my impact. I understand that I can't walk in another man's shoes, and that success is a tailored, specific experience that we have to identify for ourselves. AG is a man I have a tremendous amount of respect for, but I can't duplicate AG's experience. I can learn from it. There's a lot we have in common. There's a lot we totally agree on. But guess what? There's some things that AG does differently than me. And we're not looking to duplicate each other. Guess what we're looking to do? Sharpen each other. So my ability to walk in my own shoes and be my own man and be okay with the outcome has always given me opportunity. Respect. Niggas respect me. Because they know
That's a
I'll go
fact.
wherever you want to go, and
That's
I'll
a
beat
fact.
you there.
That's
You know what I'm
a
saying?
fact.
Like, that's just who I am.
You definitely don't. Even though you got the the pretty boy look sometimes, you definitely don't come off as a soft motherfucker when motherfuckers start speaking
Oh,
to you.
nigga,
Like,
better
nah.
not ever get it twisted.
You like, nah, this motherfucker actually might be able to throw some hands, and he will throw a hand. You know
Not
what
just
I'm saying?
hands, bullets.
You know what I'm saying? So let me ask y'all. I want to ask y'all fellas this. Tell me about a time where each of you you were at your darkest pit in your life, and AG, you shared this one time we was talking at John's house, but tell us about a time where it was a dark period for you, and what was it like to get through that period and rise to the the men that you are today? What was that dark period for you? How did you get through it? And what was that like for you?
Well, see, a lot of people say dark periods. I stay in a dark period. So
AG don't let off that gas at all,
He
bro.
flipped the whole thing.
So-
AG don't let off that gas, bro.
I'm always ready. I'm thinking of every scenario. But the fact is that I put myself in that dark situation. So when something actually happens, I know how to adjust and adapt and maneuver to get out of what you would call a dark situation. It's like,
I can see in the dark.
Hold on, I ain't gonna.
it's done.
Hold on,
over
AG.
with.
You a movie buff or something, huh?
No.
That's what Bane said, bro.
Nah.
You saw Batman? You saw
Nah, but you
I'm
know
messing
what?
with you,
But
man.
you know what though? See, like Batman. Batman has a plan for every superhero.
Facts.
Batman has no superpowers.
Just in case, goddamn.
Just in case.
He thinks of everything. Superman can take over the world. But when I pull out that kryptonite, you ain't doing nothing. See, the thing is that everybody, it's like, okay, that dark period. Put yourself in a self-induced
Isolation.
dark period. You can easily bring yourself out of that.
How does that coexist with the pursuit of happiness?
When that does happen, the problems are gone quickly, and you are happy.
I'll say this, man, because that was an interesting question. I don't know where it came from, but when you think about the pursuit of happiness, until you're self-sufficient and self-reliant, you can't really pursue happiness.
Who
because
say that again?
You're relying on
Self-efficient.
people you have no control over.
Got you.
To support your happiness and your experience. So that self-imposed isolation that AG speaks of means that AG went into a place where he could find happiness for himself and by himself.
Right.
He created an experience at home he never needs to escape from. See, people want to escape their own reality.
Big fucking
They
fact.
want to go on vacation to
They
get
want
away
to do
from it all.
They want to do cocaine.
Yeah, they want to do cocaine.
There you go again.
Bumps off
There you
chicks.
go
Yeah,
again.
they-
If you want to do it, just do it, Miko. Stop waiting for validation.
Yeah, just go ahead and do it.
So, I mean, happiness is an inside job, and when you say that, that means you need to be okay with being by yourself.
That's a fact.
And most people can't do that.
The reason I asked the question, I get called a pessimist sometimes because if somebody bring up in my life what I've experienced is I'm only counting on me. So
right.
if you bring me a situation that you want me to figure out, don't be around me if you don't want to hear the pessimism because I got to go through all of the negatives.
Yeah,
To
but
shoot-
you can spare people the negatives.
Right, but this is your problem that you want me to fix, right?
Yeah.
Because in my life, what I've experienced is you'll come to me with a problem, and then you're asking me, because I know if you come up with one solution, I'm like, that's a horrible solution. And if it doesn't go your way, you're out of solutions.
Right. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, I'm going to figure out, I'll give you a prime example. Any y'all got kids?
I have a kid.
Able to drive?
She wants to.
Right. So she tells you her desire. I want a car. You going to say the responsibilities that come with having a car because of your experience. And she just think if in her mind, if she go get a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 car, she's just happy to have a whip. In your mind, you saying, this motherfucker live with me. She don't understand. If she go to jail, then because she can't pay insurance, I got to pay for it. She get in an accident, I gotta provide for that. Those are the things where you understand. It might not take you a long time, but you have a level of understanding of the real responsibility that come with the action.
Now, what I will say is I will prepare my daughter for responsibility, but at the end of the day, we ain't even got to have that dialogue. When my daughter wants a car, she'll have the fucking car of her choice.
You just said
Period.
she wanted one.
No,
She's not old enough to drive.
Got you.
Now, the only decision I have to make is, do I want to get her a car that's sufficient for her level of responsibility, meaning she's going to bump it into shit, she's going to back, you know what I'm saying?
Have friends
Or do I
drive.
want her to go ahead and get a Benz?
Right.
Because
That's big boy
the only
responsibility.
reason I'm working so hard
Yeah.
is so she don't have to go through the shit I went through.
Got you.
Period. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to rescue her from responsibility, but I don't want her to go through what I went through.
I think that's
So
what
where's
Mark.
the meeting point of that, right? Like
The key is this. Ain't no medium point. It's a decision. You see what I'm saying? I can do whatever I choose. See, people are making decisions because they have limitations. I don't want to have limitations.
Facts.
You want a Bentley? Okay, I could buy it, but I'm not.
we at different levels.
He said,
See
but
what
I'm
I'm
not.
What he really saying is we're at different levels.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't have the resources at this time to say I'm prepared for what I got to deal with in life and take on.
but don't place limitations on your seed based on your limitations. You see what I'm saying?
Cool.
Like,
It sound good.
it sounds good, right?
But
And
the
I
cycle
don't know what
of-
your timeline is. That's the only thing that's different. Like, my daughter's going to be 8 this year.
Right.
So my timeline is different.
No,
right?
my time. You got to think. I got my sister when she was already like
That's
14.
your sister. That's not your seed. That's a difference.
Right, but I'm her guardian at the end of the day.
Still a difference.
It might be, but at the end of the day, I'm her guardian, so I still have to make decisions as a parent would.
Yeah, our stories are so similar. I inherited my daughter when my mother died
Got you.
and 2 puppies. I don't know about you. So I got two
We ain't
chihuahuas.
getting no. Oh hell no.
Yeah,
hell
yeah,
No.
so-
That
so-
might have been one
You know
chihuahua.
what I'm saying?
The other one got to figure out where they going.
There's
Got to
a
the tree in the backyard.
there's a
Survive.
difference between desire and responsibility. I have desires for my sister.
Right.
I have responsibilities for my daughter.
Right.
Period. Ain't no
That's
So
real
where do you
shit.
draw that?
desire.
Where do you draw that line?
That is the line. I have desires of what I would love to do for my sister.
Mm-hmm.
I have responsibilities that
right.
I take.
How old was your
ownership
sister
for
when
my
she came to
daughter.
live with you?
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
I
don't know.
I think that Mark is also getting at the point of where people don't like the options that of the results that he provides, and so they say, "Oh, you're being pessimistic," when he's actually being the overly responsible person. So I get what he's saying in that.
Well, people want to be loved in a certain way, and people want
Right.
to be addressed in a certain
Right.
way. But don't come to me if there's limitations on my response.
Right, I agree. Now
Don't.
that I
Like,
100%
'cause
agree.
all
with.
I'm going to give you is what I have.
I agree with that. I agree with that, and I think that's something. I mean,
So you hold on 1 second. Are you a? I said no. That's it. Type if somebody's somebody that your daughter come to you or your sister come to you and say, hey, I want this. Are you able to do this for you? Are you gonna be like
cut
nah,
off game?
Nah. And if they say why, you just like nah. It's,
What I have to offer is what I have to offer. It doesn't change, right? Because my resources do have limitations, and my perspective has limitations. So what I have to offer, I don't deviate from that. I don't.
This is what I can provide.
Period.
That's it.
Whether that's money or a solution or absolutely, without question. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Even if D'Amico's call me, yo, I got a chick coming into town. I want to use your place.
Big facts.
hypothetically.
You know what I'm saying? Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, right?
My resources have limitations, right? And either those limitations meet your expectations or they don't. But guess who's unaffected
The one with the resources.
by your emotions? Me. I don't give a shit.
Right. I agree.
I want to be there for you within my capacity
That's right.
to do so.
That's right.
I hope you talk to him about his
That's right.
his emotions the way you be talking to me.
Well, I looked at John a different way. I kind of got like, John is big bro. So it's certain things that, and it's John. So I understand there's certain things that I ain't gonna get through no matter how eloquent I said or whatever. With you is different. Man, you got a different level of communicate because one, we closer in age, and two, I'm still kind of like yo, big bro. But when
He didn't like that.
You know what I'm saying?
He didn't like that.
I'm kind of yo, big bro.
He know it's checks and balances.
Right,
but
because no, you're definitely more mature than me on certain areas, and I'm more mature than you in certain areas. It's a balance. Yeah, no.
we got different capacities.
But when it just comes to John and stuff, like certain things, I more so when I talk to John, I talk to AG, I go to them not to. The only thing I go to, like if it's with John or AG, is to be of service and to be a student. I know they love pouring into me because they love the fact that I come to them as a student to learn. I don't come to them as, not just partying and hanging out, whatever, but I'm receptive to the things they have to say. So I think they really fuck with me in that capacity. And they love that I actually go out there and I make shit happen and without excuses. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so when I come to them, it's at a different level. It's not me trying to help John through a situation or help AG through a situation. It's a different level.
I got you.
Different checks and balances. You know what I'm saying?
And let's be clear though, age is not a qualifier.
Big facts.
Trust me, I
It's
understand.
not,
No,
man.
it's
I know
definitely
niggas
not.
just trace my age with no wisdom at all.
Facts.
And
That's a
there's
fact.
shit I can learn from D'Amico's.
Yeah.
And that I would be a student
I know you learned some shit.
in
from me,
regard.
though.
I didn't say that.
I know you
But-
see, you too proud. I know he'll pick some shit up on some shit I don't posted to say, but like, damn, Miko's got a good point.
Pride is one of the things that I've chosen to get rid of as much as I possibly can, right? I'm still human, but it doesn't serve me. You understand? There's a time and place for it,
Big facts.
but in most situations, it's not beneficial. It places limits and barriers on shit that shouldn't have limits and barriers on. I replace pride with discernment.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
understanding.
saying? I can understand you ain't got shit to say. I can discern you ain't got shit to offer.
Right,
I don't need pride.
right.
I need a filter.
Right.
It says this nigga don't know motherfucking thing about IT or bitches
Right.
or money.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Or business credit.
Right.
Right. But this person does.
Right.
There's an area in my life I'm ignorant in that I'm seeking knowledge and wisdom and understanding, and I don't give a fuck how old you are. If you got the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, I'm a student.
I feel you.
So where I'm a student, I'm a student. Where I'm a teacher, I'm a teacher. And where I don't give a fuck,
I just
give
don't.
a fuck.
Not a goddamn.
And I'm clear about it.
not a dime of a damn.
With no disrespect.
Big
Oh, you
facts.
talking about? I don't give a fuck about that.
That's how I go.
I got a maid for that. She cleans all the houses. And you know what I'm saying? Like the Airbnb, all. I don't give a fuck about that.
So let me ask y'all this. And so AG, you've been married before, right?
No.
Oh,
Hell,
okay.
Hell no.
But you were close. Or you like in a seriously committed relationship?
Almost did it.
Yeah. So all right. Going through, because there's a lot of black guys out there who going through a relationship and they in a place where they feel like, I don't know if this is they at that breaking point of where it's like, I don't know if this should go on, but I don't know how to leave, and I don't even know if it's the right thing to leave. and I know you've been there. What kind of advice would you have for them? Like, how would they know that it's time to move on and that you move on to something better? And what are the signs and things they should watch for that tell them it's time for you to move the fuck on?
The signs are going to be different for everybody because everybody needs different things, right? You may want this. You may want that. The other one may not want that. You want this.
But you got a great story of how it came to be.
You understand who you are, what you need, and if that person cannot provide that, take emotions out of it. Take emotions out of it. I didn't say get rid of them.
Right.
Have them controlled and directed. Understand what you desire. If you know that person cannot naturally, when I say naturally, I mean naturally do these things without going outside of themselves. They're still themselves. They can't provide that for you? Leave. Leave.
And so what was that breaking point for you and your relationship that you knew that, because you had held her down, you know, she had been there for you. But what was that breaking point for you where you was like,
okay, let's take that other part. Nah.
She hadn't been there for him.
wow. Nah. Okay.
Nah.
Wow.
Take that out.
Okay.
You know, me being the person that I am, that we as men want to be providers.
Big facts. We want to.
You
facts.
know, when a problem is brought to you, you jump on it and you solve that problem. I'm a problem solver. That's what I do.
Big facts.
You know, if this is happening, okay. Like I said, you think about it. You think about these situations prior. And when it does happen, okay, got a plan. And then look at it like, whoa, I just brought it to you. Well, this is what we're going to do. But I've put myself in a position to where I can do that. Is it going to be received by that person without them thinking you were trying to completely control the dynamic, but yet you brought the situation to me?
You're preaching, AT. You're
This
preaching.
this is exactly what I was talking about, where we talk about, because my thing is, you already provided a solution. It's not up to you to come up with a different solution to them not liking it,
Right.
without them saying, hey, I got one. Let me put something else on the table. Let me throw out an idea. And what often happens is they say, hey, I'm in despair. AG, I need you to solve the problem.
Okay.
And then you say, here go a solution. And they say, well, I don't like that. AG, can you come up with a plan B, C, and D for my problem?
Absolutely not.
I've got one plan. This plan is going to work.
I can't be around y'all, man.
I'm telling you. This is what it's like every time I talk to them, bro.
I've got one plan. I don't have a plan B. I don't have a plan C. It is such a good damn plan that it is going to work. If this plan does not work, in my mind, I'm going to die. So this plan has to work.
AG,
It has to work.
AG, you got listen. You gotta tell that story though, how that manifested for you. Because I remember as you were telling it was like y'all was going through things was fucked up, and you was like, you know what? I need to change my life completely into being this seasoned, more seasoned professional, to then be able to get into those positions that you aspire to get into, to then get y'all out of y'all circumstances. But that person that you was with at that time was holding you back and didn't like the person that you was changing into for those needed circumstances. So what would, like, talk me through that shit, man.
Okay.
What happened?
Now, when a situation comes up, this person says, I was like, all right, you know what? I need to get here. And this is what it's going to take. This is what it's going to take. I need to change the way I look. I need to change the way I speak. I need to change the way I walk. This is what is needed. And I'm writing all this down. So this is going to be what we are going to do. But it sounds good until you guys start doing it. It sounds good. When you start doing it, then the other person's like, why are you talking like that? Well, this is what we agreed on.
Right.
We
are practicing this, so when we get out in public or whatever it is that we're gonna do, it doesn't sound fake.
Right.
We are going to get there. But when you see that other person's not willing to take those steps, at that point, there's no straw. There's nothing that breaks your back. You have to make the conscious decision to go. It's not a benefit to you. So what I did, I made the conscious decision to leave.
Let's back up for a minute, though.
I'm not gonna stay there for that.
There's two elements that need emphasis. You
like
talked
the word.
about problem solving, right? And then on the other side of problem solving, there's a nurturer. These are normally what men and women walk in. I solve problems, you nurture. And the only asset you can bring to the table is your capacity. My capacity to solve problems on your behalf, your capacity to nurture. And if you can't bring that to the table, we don't have anything. Nothing. The car needs an oil change, AG's on it. The grass needs cutting, AG's on it. There's a noise in the attic, AG's in there.
And you know why? Because everything he just named off, I love to do.
Period.
See, so it's natural like this.
Boom. It's a
See that?
reflex.
You see this? That was natural.
Like
it took no
blinking.
effort. It wasn't
Nothing.
work. This is natural. It took me no effort to do that.
So if you meet a woman and her nurturing ability is natural, there's harmony in the household. There's peace that surpasses understanding. You need something hemmed, sewn, a meal cooked, kitchen organized, like things you don't even understand the value of until you experience them.
Big facts. Big facts.
There's harmony in the household. And that's really what we're looking for. We're looking for harmony. As men, we want harmony at all costs.
Big facts.
But if you play two radio stations at different frequencies, no harmony.
That's right.
And that's what most relationships resemble.
You better chill, because these women tell you that they just want to be your piece.
You got to work hard to be my piece. Think about it. We date women that don't even have any recipes.
Man, listen.
What? You ain't got a recipe?
What?
You really think you're going to figure out how to be a helpmate in flight? It's not going to happen. The shit AG's talking about, he's prepared for. He can do today. He's not telling you, we going to get married and then I'm going to change the oil. No, he's changing oil today.
Today.
But they say that's
Today.
They say
That's
that's
right.
that's husband duties. That's what they think.
Right.
That's what they.
Well, no, they want you.
No. I'm saying they come
Show
up with these
yourself
categories.
Oh, yeah.
Reflected on
approved.
men. That's
Yeah.
Show yourself approved. Show yourself approved.
And then AG, what happened after you left that relationship? What happened? How did your life change?
He makes it in the end.
This guy.
Go deeper. Go ahead.
He makes it in the end. There's no looking back. There's no regrets. There's no, oh man, there's a weight off my shoulder. Nah. When I did what I did, I just felt great. Because I could actually be the person I know how to be. Didn't worry about anything else. There's no consequence in being yourself. No consequence in that. You know, nobody's going to reach out to you and say, yeah, you were right. I show it in my actions. I'm not going to come back and say, I told you so. This is what I was going to do. No.
Living it, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You are going to see it in my everyday life. Hey, what you doing? How's your day? Amazing. I actually got that from John. I adopted that. And you can't say you feel amazing without actually feeling amazing.
Period.
You know, no weights. You have to get not disconnected from emotions, but control and direct them. You can't get rid of being mad,
Big
angry.
facts.
I'm gonna be
All of that.
vulnerable right now.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
I'm gonna be extremely vulnerable. There's people that you want to drag to the finish line with you.
Big facts, bro.
That's the fucking worst mistake you can ever make.
That's an absolute.
Big
There's
facts.
people
wanna
you
drag
want to
they
be
mother-
there with you when you're celebrating all of your victories.
Man.
And if they don't have the capacity to go there with you, then you're dragging a dead weight. In my life, there's only assets and liabilities. Either you're a fucking asset or you're a liability. And the biggest struggle and the biggest challenge is wanting certain people to be there with you at the finish line. They were never equipped. Never had the desire. Never fuck with you like that. Right?
Yeah.
To be there. You have to cut ties. You have to be so in love with your end goal that nothing else matters. That's one of the things I've learned from AG. This man has a budget. He has a clear goal. He has an end game. And if you're in the way of any of those three components, then you're a liability.
You gotta go.
You gotta go. You gotta go today, not tomorrow.
Right.
Now we're gonna wait and figure it out. Not no third chances. You gotta go now. And if you've been through enough of life's experiences, then you understand that it don't always go the way you wanted it to, but it goes. So it fucking goes.
So let me ask you this. So because AG, you've been modest right now. Because at the end of the story,
Nico got an agenda, man.
Nah, because
I'm trying to get to the nuggets.
He knows something we don't know.
I'm just saying because listen, I know when black guys listen, they listen for the jewels. I think a lot of this podcast is gonna be based around man principles because y'all dropping a lot of fucking grand man principles that men should adopt, as suits them.
Respect.
Also at the end of the day, they're looking for tangibility of how these principles produce the resulted success. And AG, what I'm saying is, what the point I was getting to is like, when you left that situation, and you grew on, you actually acquired those things that you told that person that you would acquire had you just shaped your attitude, shaped your behavior, and you went on, and ever since then, it was 6 figures and up.
That's right.
Doing your thing, and from working just in the factory, doing factory job, to being project manager, boss, in the not just managing people, but managing tech within the infrastructure. That's a large jump because there's a lot of brothers now watching who work in those blue collar jobs in the factories or on trucks or whatever, and they are in a lot of black guys don't know. It could very well be a lot of them in terrible relationships that are really holding them back because they're holding themselves back because, like you said, they're emotionally anchored in, and they're not redirecting their purpose and not absolving themselves of emotions, but redirecting it towards their purpose and being fine with that person having to be left behind. But when you tell them, like, look, yeah, I did that, and I left for manufacturing, and then I went to become project manager, and then tech in project manager, and 6 figures killing it. How you run multiple plants and multiple things in multiple states across the entire nation. That's boss shit. Like, that's big shit. I know you. I know you. The thing about it is, even though you're very abrasive, you're also very modest at the same time. You anybody can watch you and look at you like, oh, he got it, but you not braggadocious. That's just not how you are. But that's what I want the people, the black guys who are listening, especially black women too, black goddesses too. But I want the black guys to know, like, yeah, that's a real principle. You need, a lot of y'all need to leave y'all toxic ass relationships. A lot of y'all. You don't owe her shit. You don't owe her a goddamn thing.
There's a lot I could say. I'm gonna bite my tongue
Here
because I know AG can address that adequately.
All right, go ahead.
I keep saying, have things controlled and directed. The same energy that you would pour into someone else, direct it towards you. You got to find out who you are, what you love to do. Remember, I don't sacrifice. Don't do it. It's not in my vocabulary. I do what's required. I do what's required. I can't say because you're in this, then this is what you need to do. These are universal laws. These are universal truths that will work for everyone in this room and everyone listening. To actually control your emotions, I'm telling you guys, this is where it starts.
Period.
You got to redirect that same energy that you would use towards them towards yourself. It is all about you. No matter if it's about changing your diet.
Facts.
If it's about picking up that book and reading it. If it's about going for that walk in the morning. If it's about hitting the punching bag. Whatever it is that you want to do. You got to first off, have that goal. Look, just like in football. You don't go for the Hail Mary touchdown each time. Go for a first down.
Let you pat Mahomes.
And get you 5 yards.
You fucked up now.
Right.
Yeah, give 5 yards.
But
Set small goals.
That's true.
Set small goals. Next thing you know, you got a first down.
That's true.
Next thing you got another one. 10 first downs is what? Damn touchdown.
period.
Yeah.
But you know what black men love?
But
We love to be the sacrificial lamb.
yes, we do. Yes,
There's a
we
multitude
do.
of reasons why, but I want to focus on the one reason that'll make the difference.
What's that?
It allows you to be a victim with a story that justifies your failure.
Say that one more time.
Being the sacrificial lamb allows you to have a story that justifies your fucking failure. And point the finger at everybody else
but yourself.
Enough is a fucking enough. Linda didn't do it.
God damn.
Them 2 kids that lived with Linda didn't do it.
That's right.
Your mom that didn't equip you didn't do it. Your dad that wasn't in the household didn't do it. That manager that didn't understand you didn't do it. Your decisions, your desire to put things outside of yourself on a plateau more important than you fucked your entire life up.
That's right.
And you can fix it today.
Right now.
Right now. As D'Amico's just said.
Yeah, and you're right, because it's like a lot of black guys don't know that, don't recognize that you're better for the community when you're better for yourself.
That's right.
AG.
Because when you are, you're more successful. Your performance is higher. That's overall better for the community. Because now
And you're a blueprint. You're a blueprint.
Your exact blueprint.
People are, make no mistakes about it. People are watching Mark.
Big facts.
He pulls into his driveway. He pulls out. He cuts his grass. He talks to his wife. He's in the grocery store. People watch Mark. Mark don't know that. People are watching you.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And they're making decisions. Whether they want to duplicate what you're doing or you ain't a motherfucking thing. And it means nothing to you. Because you don't know it.
That's a fucking gem,
At
bro.
the end of the day, like we said in the beginning of the podcast, iron sharpens iron. And I have a commitment to the niggas that watch me, move with me. I even have a commitment to my enemies. My enemies are watching me. Like, I need to do the shit he doing. Maybe he not that bad.
Niggas that tried to fight you for the girl.
Hey, listen.
Which time, goddamn?
I ain't gonna lie. Bullshit aside,
John got some stories too.
I caused fucking chaos in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Talking about done college?
High school.
Oh, all right.
AG knows. He knows from experience.
I know.
But
I know.
at this age in my life, I'm unapologetic about it. I show up to cause problems. Because people need to be uncomfortable.
Big facts, bro.
Success and uncomfortability is like cohesive.
Yep.
If you want to be comfortable, okay, get some pork chops. Some chicken smothered in gravy. Diabetes. You understand? That's comfortable. If you want to be uncomfortable and successful, I can show you how to do that shit. If you want to walk in a room and set the tone, I can show you how to do that shit. If you want to show up in rooms you don't belong in and be the voice of reasoning in that room, I can show you how to do that. But you have to be willing to go outside of what's been taught to you, what's been exemplified to you. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable.
Big facts.
I get upset when I'm comfortable. I'm like, damn, I'm too comfortable right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like this shit.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I don't get results when I'm comfortable. I have never gotten any result that I've desired when I was comfortable, other than sleep. And I bought a $3,000 mattress.
Was it the purple mattress?
No, I got the Sleep Number
Oh, okay.
on sale
Gotcha.
with the adjustable base.
Hey, do that really when you lay
Man, that
in
motherfucker's a miracle. You understand? You know what I'm saying? I can lift the legs up. I can heat my feet up. I can massage. All of that, right?
And he's not talking about himself.
Because that's important. You gotta
partner included.
You gotta understand what's important.
Yeah.
And leave everything else to chance.
Yeah.
There's 20% of your life you need to focus on. You can't give a fuck about the other 80%. It'll take care of itself when the money shows up.
Talk.
And it will eliminate the people that don't belong there because they'll become so uncomfortable in their desire for comfort, they'll leave you the fuck alone.
You know
That
what?
is
We
a fucking fact, bro.
John and I have said this, that you'll meet people and people will come into your life and they will automatically disqualify themselves from your life.
Oh, that's a fact.
They'll
fuck with
automatically
that, nigga.
disqualify themselves from Mark's life, D'Amico's life, from John's life. You know what? This guy's on some. Nah, no, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. Also, other things that we do when we dealing with people, understand who you're dealing with. Put a benchmark on them.
AG, he's king of putting limitations. I will not go past my mark.
Put a benchmark on them. You know that they're here.
We could just go to the club, nothing else.
You don't look for them for philosophical
Facts.
information because you are gonna be disappointed, right?
That's why I told my wife it's hard to plan a party for me because I got Miko over here. I know I can't take Miko certain places. He ain't gonna feel comfortable. It's not his scene.
Right.
He don't want to be there, and I know Miko ain't gonna do what he don't want to do. I got a homie.
Motherfucking fact. That's a motherfucking
I got a homie who I know can't dress up for nothing, and he can't go certain places
Can't
with
take him
me.
there. You can't
Right?
take him.
And it ain't that I don't love him. It's just I have an understanding of him that says I know your limitations and my limitations with
Goes
you.
back to discernment, man.
Right.
You are the only author in your story.
Ooh.
You're the only navigator on your ship. You are fully accountable for your personal experience in this time you have here. And I'm telling you, this shit is short.
Well, let me ask y'all this: when y'all talk about, especially the way where you were talking about setting your goals or whatnot, do y'all, where does that correlate with like destination addiction, or is it you finish one goal and then you
No.
set a next, or how does that work? for
No,
y'all?
you begin with the end in mind.
I got you. So your end, you ain't really talking about one idea. You talking about
I'm talking about
the whole.
motherfucking grand finale.
Got you.
And then I back up to where I'm at now,
Got you.
and I take incremental steps that'll get me there. And I pray that I don't die before I reach that end goal.
Y'all comfortable sharing y'all end goals?
Yeah.
Yeah, give us an end goal. Just one.
Yeah, I need something to. I need to see.
some meat and potatoes.
Yeah,
me
just one.
me is for me to completely serve my purpose for being here on this plane.
Amen.
My purpose for being on this plane I discovered when I was about 26 is to pass knowledge.
Oh, you do a hell of a job with that, bro.
It's to pass universal knowledge that's going to make you develop, you, and whoever is listening to this develop. That's my end game. And I develop that every single day. I say today, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I may not have achieved that goal today, but tomorrow, I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure that I do that. Whether it's in the office, giving advice to someone, or saying something about a car, something about a lawn, whatever it is, it's universal knowledge. That is my end game. I practice this every single day. Every day. I even do it with myself. You're fucking up. Get yourself in line. You're fucking up. Get back in line. All right? I'm hard on.
AG
I'm
is
hard.
a hard motherfucker.
I'm hard.
telling you,
I'm
bro.
hard on myself. And
you
I
need that,
say
though.
the same thing to other people too, because we cuddle people.
Facts. That's why we need that. That's a fact, bro.
To your point, you give them the real deal. Yeah, you fucked up. That was some stupid shit. That was dumb. Yeah, that was dumb. Yeah, you should have done this. And half of the time when you're helping people, they never give you the entire story so you can help them sufficiently anyway.
Period.
Never. But I know for me, when I discovered my purpose for being here is passing universal knowledge. My toughest thing that I had ran into was I was looking for results from people from what I told them. That's not my purpose. My purpose is to give the knowledge, not for you to use it.
You plant the seed. You can't wait on the harvest.
Sometimes you ain't gonna be allowed to see that motherfucker.
Nah, period.
So for me, I practice it every day with myself. I live that. You can't say, well, nah, that's not AG. Yeah, it is. But I've also understood the people that I know I put the benchmark on, that I can't help them. So what I do is I push them in the direction that they want to go. Yeah, that's a great idea. You should do that. You should go ahead and do that. Because you know you've put a benchmark and you know that you can't help them. You can't. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Some people you can't help.
You'll drive yourself motherfucking crazy.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I've been there before.
I'm not
All
doing
right. So let me hear it. You seem like you had something to say.
It was your goal. That you want just
let
one.
me bring that
Yeah, come on.
abbreviated version in.
Yeah, boy.
Because there's so much, man. I wear a lot of hats, but at the end of the day, I'm a torch that lights other torches. Period.
I like that. That is
I am a
fact.
torch that light. And at the end of the day, I think that's all we are. You can't expect nothing from anybody that they can't see in your own experience. Right? I'm a connector of people. I bring motherfuckers together. Now, what y'all do with that, that's on you. But I'm going to put you in the room with somebody that can change your entire life.
That's what I met Ty from.
And I don't even need credit for it. Because that's what I'm here to do. I don't need to see the fruits of it. All I need to do is my part. Period.
Yeah.
I have a passion for men. And when I say I want men to reestablish themselves as the cornerstone of the household, the community, and when I specifically speak, I'm talking about black men. Man, like there's nights where I lose sleep thinking about the shit we got to go through.
Big facts.
But I'm also well aware of men that have succumbed to or become victims of the circumstance we were dealt with, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
The world has dealt me a hand. I'm looking at the bitch, ain't no spades in it.
Wait,
How the fuck do I win this?
Better see if you can use them face cards.
I got a couple aces. You know what I'm saying? But I understand the game I'm playing. And I know that if I wasn't a threat, the world wouldn't treat me the way they treat me. If I wasn't capable of something so fucking great, they wouldn't look at me like a threat. I just need men around me to feel the same way.
Big facts.
And then the unity that I can create. Oh my motherfucking God. This men before me, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, they went about it in a great way, but the wrong way. I'm not looking to publicize my energy, my efforts, my concerns. I'm looking for men to act in silence, to go out and do what the fuck you were born to do, bring the results back to your household, and level up. We don't need, I don't want no accolades. I don't want no press conference.
Don't need it.
Don't fucking need it. What I want to do is execute at a high level, consistently. And everything else will take care of itself. Period.
That's real.
It's enough, man. Like, look, like, there's rewards you can get that will boost your self-esteem and make your ego big. And there's rewards you can get that will position your family and your household to be successful.
Big facts.
And financially established.
Yeah.
Under a radar. You know what I'm saying? And that's just where I'm at, man. Like, period. Like,
let me I want to ask y'all this. So what's a misconception that motherfuckers get fucked up about y'all? What's a misconception?
countless.
What's a consistent one that persists through that a misconception that a motherfucker will have about y'all? And I'm gonna start with me, and Mark, I want you to answer too. I would say with me, a misconception is that is that I don't that I think some think that I think that I'm a know-it-all. I would think that's a misconception, or that I don't feel. And both of those things are completely the opposite. I'm not a know-it-all.
I can see why though.
Right, I can see why. But the truth is, I'm always when I talk to y'all, it's not me talking at y'all. I'm always asking y'all questions, and we have feedback and dialogue. But at the end of the day, I'm always walking away from the conversation, receiving more information than y'all would find yourselves are the one doing most of the talking, and I'm just doing most of the listening and taking in.
I think the last conversation we had, we talked about energy, right? And we talked about transmuting energy, the different levels of dealing with energy. And in that conversation, I think we were both students.
Yeah, that's fair, but I'm saying, like, I look at it as I study my ass off with nobody's looking. I do it because it's fun, and I do it because I want to help others through their circumstances. Makes me a better coach and a better person to help people. So that's why I study and become knowledgeable about things. But it's not in the way I'm not that guy that's going to be like, well, actually, or if you think
No. I agree with you.
No, I'm not saying you don't.
I'm not saying, I know you're not saying that, but for the people that are listening.
Right.
If you have a message that you're uncertain about, nobody receives that shit.
Facts.
You know what
Facts.
I'm saying? So when you present yourself, you got to walk in your own confidence.
Right.
It doesn't mean you're arrogant. It doesn't mean you're not coachable or teachable.
Right.
Why the fuck would you show up with a message? I kind of, sort of wonder, kind of think.
Right.
No, who the fuck's listening?
Right. Motherfucking
boy.
right.
I'm not listening.
Right.
I done heard that. I get that type of pushback, and just to feed off. I think you actually said almost the same thing I'm willing to say, which is people think that because I speak with a certain amount of conviction when I talk, that I'm not willing to learn. Sometimes it feels like the information is not going on their level anyway. So your conviction and their uncertainty in whatever idea you present makes them feel like, oh, he arrogant. I can't say that.
Yeah.
But if we talking on two different levels, if you, this is a new idea for you, and I've studied this as if I'm making a dissertation, when you ask questions, I'm going to refute everything you saying, because the level of knowledge I have is you asking me what the basics, and I'm trying to give you a certain amount of information when we're not really talking.
And
at
it
the same
feels like
level.
a battle they're not prepared for.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I have conversations all the time, and I'm inquisitive. I'm going to ask questions, and that often it looks like he's skeptical. He's shooting down my
That's
idea.
true as fuck.
When because it's levels to the question.
This pessimistic motherfucker.
If you gonna ask me,
Talk,
if you gonna come to me with something, or even if I'm giving you an idea, I've thought about this. I call it like 7 levels of why. So when if Miko asks me about my idea, I should go. The first level is, hey Miko, let's start a business. Cool. Why you want to? It's the just questions.
Right.
Why you want to start a business? I want to start a business so I can get money. Well, why you need money? Or whatever levels of questionings you asking, I got to get so rooted into the idea that I'm committed to it based on how much information I've already gathered about it. Because if I can't even, it's almost like submitting a business plan. They want to know everything, where the money coming from, why you gonna choose this way to go, and if I don't know that, number one, I have to know it.
You got to know.
And then I got to give it to you with a conviction so that you can understand it. And if you're challenging me, now I can present my argument in a way. But it's often Miko come up with something, and I come with conviction about how I feel about it. I got reasons, excuses sometimes on why I'm going to do it. But people think like, oh, he's just going to state it. No, we just had a discussion the other day, and he was like, yeah, bro, but I think you just – I didn't get off the phone like, you right? I got off the phone. I went to think about it.
Right, he did.
And then I came back and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I'm gonna go this way, not because you said it, but because you gave me more to think about and develop the idea of it more.
And that's really what we need. We need more of the uncomfortable conversation.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely. Is that, and then the notion that like people think I truly give a fuck about people, right? It was a time in It was a time, like, some people be like, oh, you just like women, or you like as a man, I just want to help people. She a woman. She in her tire flat. Sometimes it's not the safest situation. Like I was at I was pulling up to Papa John's. I seen two ladies with a flat. 11 o'clock at night. I used a certain level of discernment. I said, "Yo, y'all okay?" I did what I believed I should do as a man. Sometimes, and I just love to help people. I got a psychology background.
Well, you realize when you help others, you help yourself.
Absolutely. Feeding into people.
Because we're not in this race alone. It's a human race.
Right.
That terminology, people overlook it, misunderstand. It's a human race. Period. Which means it's a collective.
Right.
Right.
And you can't win it alone.
Big facts.
I'll give you one more area that people think that I'm very arrogant in when I talk about relationships.
Oh, yeah. He think he married because he think he know.
So I did aspire at one point in time to be a marriage and family counselor and shit like that.
Thank God you gave that up.
Right.
No money.
No, not now. Not now. They getting a little clout right now. But what it is I did study this. I went to school for it. I invested a lot into it. I researched around it. So once I stepped away from that table, my eye for human behavior is still there. It is, and I'm sitting back. That was ideas as a 19, 20, 21-year-old. Now I'm looking at just how torn our relationships are as black men and black women, and I'm saying, fuck the romantic part. Get to know who a black man is and a black woman is before you start. And they be like, oh, well, you just think you know everything. I don't like your tone. Am I wrong?
You're right. You got to bridge the divide. There's a deliberate divide, and we won't go into that because it's a whole nother topic, right? But there's a deliberate divide driven between the black man and the black woman, and until we fix that, there will be no connection that's meaningful that can push forward the initiative of black economics.
I think all of us in this room have the same thing to say, is that the perception from others, they'll say, well, you guys think you know it all.
Right.
You think you know it all.
Motherfucker, I don't coach motherfuckers 60 years old. Like,
there are some things that I do know.
Yeah.
There are some things that I know work. You guys always hear me say this, universal. That means for everybody. That means it's going to work for whoever applies it. And when people, everyone in this room says, people bring things to you. Of course, they're looking for something. And to give them back the logical reasoning or answers for all of this stuff, they're not going to be ready for that. They'll automatically say, you're arrogant. You're conceited. You think you know it all. Well, there's some things that I do know. I've experienced these things. Or I've lived through the experience of other people.
Facts.
Right.
To know that not to do this or to do this. They're always going to say, you think you know it all. Well, I know that.
Right, motherfucker.
I don't know it all. I just know
Miko, who you
that.
Bro, because, like, motherfuckers forget. Like, I'm my actual coach. Like, motherfuckers have paid me lots of money to coach them, thousands of dollars. I have results to speak. Like, literally life-changing results. Like, there are people who I've changed their life and their family's generational route forever. I don't just speak out of shit, just some book or some idea. This shit's come out of real results. I've done multitude. You think of the background, family dynamic, whatever. I've not only done the scientific research, I've done the practical implication of how it's actually going to play out. I'm not just some big mouth motherfucker that can talk and sell and shit. No, motherfucker. I got real life result. You're talking to a motherfucking Morpheus motherfucker.
Respect.
Who's created results in other people's lives. It's one thing to have ideas. It's one thing to pass on, some info. But it's another thing for that information to have worked for others. That's why I always say, if you don't listen to somebody, how has their information helped somebody achieve some shit?
I think we in a place now where the world is arrogant enough to feel our feelings are valid. Our feelings supersede professional experience. And so we get to I see people arguing with professionals about what their opinion is. Not when we talking about you going to the doctor's office and you know your body.
Right.
We talking about you arguing whatever you want. I do HR, have done it, masters in it, professional at it. I'll have people arguing with me about Cool. Don't take my advice. You just paid
Well,
for it.
we're in a world where they can self-identify as an expert. But not to get off topic, for me, man, you got to understand that repetition is persuasion. And media has repeatedly sown a seed that men of black color,
especially black men,
are self-serving. Right? So
I smoke
that's
that.
my challenge. My message comes across as self-serving. My message comes across as there's something in it for me. How could he love people that much?
Fact. That's a fact.
How
That's a
could he
fact.
understand that the economic imbalance can only be restored as a collective? How could his mind comprehend the fact that until we're together, we're set apart for failure? And that's even within our own people. So when I'm speaking to somebody, what's in it for him? What is he trying to accomplish?
Right.
What's the angle?
Right. What's the angle?
You ain't got nothing I fucking want. You can't even goddamn tie my shoe. You understand? Like, my life is already incredible. I'm here on the front line.
Yes, it is.
I
wish
have
we could
nothing
do
to gain.
I wish we can do this podcast in your crib right now.
You understand? Like, no real shit. I bought my dream car, my dream house, and can choose my dream. Like, I'll leave that alone.
Right.
I'll leave that alone. But I understand, even with all those experiences, that I have accomplished nothing until we all have freedom to go and get what we desire because we deserve it.
Yeah.
There's so much that could be said about the black experience. I don't want to focus on how victims are being victimized.
I agree.
I don't want to focus on how we're so set behind.
I'm the most unprotected. Man, that was in the 60s.
Right? Because you can take that as a token of accomplishment that
Right.
you've dealt
Right.
with so much and you're still
Right.
here. Is that the end goal?
Right.
That's not the fucking end goal.
Oh, because you don't been to prison.
I've been
nigga, like-
oppressed and I'm still surviving.
Depressed.
Guess
right.
what? Guess who else is surviving? Cockroaches.
God
They
damn.
motherfuckers is still here.
Ain't
You
gonna
can't
be
get rid
here.
of them.
That's a T-shirt.
Ain't
You
gonna be
understand?
here.
They're going to be here.
Is
Well
it?
after we gone.
yeah.
What are you really trying to accomplish? That's the
That's why-
reason I'm here.
You know what's funny? We get so involved in this. We've grown towards this level of gratifying independence, and so we think. And I hate the narrative of when you talk about you strong and you independent. I hate the notion of self-made.
We gratify the struggle.
Facts.
Right,
Let's
because
be
we
clear.
think that we love the notion of concentrating our pain just to us. AG, you would never understood what I go through. John, you would never understand.
We
The
can
black
have
man's
a
struggle.
battle about how fucked up life is. And walk, my life really fucked up. So fucked up that it's fucked up. And the AG like, nah, nigga, you ain't seen fucked up. till
You want to
see
one
my
up.
life."
You want to one up the struggle.
Right.
Yeah.
What are we really doing?
Wasting time.
It's a vicious cycle that needs to be cut, severed, ended at all cost. Is it the truth? Maybe. But does it serve you? Is it honest?
Does it serve you?
But does it serve you?
I don't know what y'all doing. I need you there.
Right here?
Yeah, every time you talk, you
Yeah,
get
you was
dissolving off screen.
Oh,
You
my
trying to get rid of
bad, my
yourself.
bad. No,
We can hear
I
you.
can't
You
do
about to-
that.
I'm glad you looked out.
But yeah, man, it's really, you got to be so incredibly deliberate about your approach, about your dialogue. It has to serve you and everyone else. There's a lot we can say that's true. There's a lot we can say that's honest, heartfelt, that's not impactful,
That's a fact.
right? And at the end of the day, how much time do we have to have impact?
Y'all want to talk about the importance of a communal mentality, and the difference between when you all operated as an independent.
I don't.
Nope.
The only reason I don't is because we haven't conquered the individual component first, and that has to happen first.
That's right.
If you don't conquer your individual contribution, what the fuck are we talking about?
Big
The community.
motherfucking Facts.
You got to show up as an individual.
Well, not
First.
even the whole community, because what you said. I mean, and it's hand in hand,
See,
right?
I've already shown up as an individual.
Right.
I'm the exception.
Right.
I'm glad you
So
said
what
that.
I'm saying
The
is,
exception.
because it's still levels. The first level is the individual,
Period.
which is exactly what you all were talking
You need
about.
enough individuals to show up that can become a community.
I agree.
Otherwise, you will drag yourself down
I fucking agree.
trying to lift up somebody that hadn't done their own work yet.
And you're just gonna have an army of incapable motherfuckers.
That's right.
That's
That's
just
all
like,
social media is.
Well, that's what just like
better say it
Montoya.
again.
That's just like Montoya told me. As I told you before, Mark, Montoya told me to start talking about giving marital advice on how fear affects marriages, because we as a black community not even at that point yet of marrying at a majority rate yet. So how the fuck can you give a small few ways to navigate through fears in their marriages versus when as a collective we not even getting married yet?
That's putting the cart before the horse.
Facts.
Right, and it feels good and it's valid, but is it effective? That's the key. We really have to evaluate what's effective based on our economic state, our position, our mindsets. There's a lot of shit that AG deals with that the world ain't ready for.
I was gonna ask y'all. I want to ask y'all, what do y'all think the state of black men are as far as our capability to be able to cultivate healthy relationships with black women? What do y'all feel that we are?
Men are on the level up, which is actually going to be counterintuitive to the relationship, right? Men are beginning to expect more than they ever have from their partners. That bullshit ain't cutting it. Men are like, wait a minute.
That cooking and cleaning shit.
Shit.
What do
then
you
who
bring
do
to the
that?
table? Because men have been in the past okay with just having you, not worried about what your contribution is. Men are becoming increasingly concerned about what is your. Wait a minute. The fuck is you doing?
Right.
What do you think?
What's funny is
What do you contribute?
women have this idea because men are now having these expectations that men want the world.
Right.
No, we want someone to meet us where we're at.
Yeah, a comparable partner. Yeah.
I swear to God, I'll marry any woman that's attractive.
Hey, put the caveat, please.
That meets me at the level of her own expectation.
Ooh.
Want me to tell you what's funny? I just sat down with my wife today. We wrote down 10 criteria that men and women, 10 criteria of people. You know, looks, personality, yada, yada, yada. And the discussion was women have these expectations that they themselves don't meet. And they don't understand what men have traditionally sacrificed to get what we wanted. So we made a list, 13 things. We going through them with children and height, weight, personality, things like that. So out of the 13 things, she checked 12 boxes.
Correctly?
That women want from men. These are your expectations
of men.
from men.
Okay.
And so when I'm talking about this trade-off, I checked 5. Because men don't have these. Men understand that if you want this, you still getting this from someplace. And it's going to level out to some extent.
And there's so much that we provide for ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we never tote the flag of independence. We never say no man walks around saying I'm a strong, independent black man. I don't need no woman.
We don't say that.
Right.
Because
laughed out the building.
What?
And not right. Not
That's
only
supposed to
do
say
we
that.
not say that,
Right.
if you said that in a group of men,
Right.
they gonna look at you crazy.
Yeah.
And I have to give even these things to my wife because I don't
They don't
like.
think about the rainbow.
I told her you can't sit in the room and validate these women and their expectations because you further perpetuating it by your silence.
I agree.
But guess who's feeding the expectation?
Who?
Unqualified men.
That's right.
That's the standard
talk about that.
of
Hold
their expectation.
No. Men that want to date beyond their level will accept anything.
Big facts.
You understand?
I
Like,
think that these conversations oftentimes happen in rooms where men are absent, right?
Oh, I agree.
it doesn't matter where they happen at. There's a man showing up saying,
That's
"Oh my
affirming
God,
those conversations.
you're more attractive than any woman ever dated. I don't expect
Oh,
nothing from
right.
you." Until 6 months into the relationship,
Right.
he's adjusted to her. Now he's
Right.
like, "Wait a minute, man. This pussy and these
Right. He over the fucking phase.
and
The
these-
fucking phase is
and
now
these
gone.
Skittles."
Now you gotta look at her
Yeah,
from
yeah,
her.
yeah,
You know what I'm
nigga.
saying? Like, okay, I'm done. Right?
Skittles.
But she's positioning you against a man that's inadequate in comparison to you.
Right.
I'm showing up saying, in all of my glory,
Talk
You better
that
have
shit.
some recipes. You better goddamn show up, match my energy, right? But she's like, well, Mike said,
Right.
all I got to do is be pretty at brunch.
Right.
Are you joking? Are you kidding yourself?
And if we being honest, you're not as good looking as you motherfucking think.
Especially because we in Atlanta.
Take off the eyelashes and the makeup.
You're not as good look. On top of that, you're not as confident.
They
in your
can't.
good
They can't
looking
take
as
off
you
the
think.
eyelashes and the makeup because if you listen to a woman speak, that's what y'all like.
Right. That's what they say. Oh, this is what
That's
you
it.
like.
Despite the fact that you
And
gonna
they-
say, I don't want none of that
But
shit.
we tell you on the other hand, we not doing it for y'all.
Wait, why are women flying out of the country to get butt shots?
Yo, what? First,
Motherfuckers, they didn't even got a doctor.
watch
Well,
your mouth,
well,
because I know
first
12
off-
women, and I keep counting this shit. In the last 6
yeah, that's a
months,
lot.
I know 12 women that have
Looking
gone.
like 12 reindeer.
I know
Listen,
12
man.
women that have gotten their body done, not on a health standpoint, gotten something done to their body, and they will swear to you. They'll post pictures up and say, they'll post pictures up before they do it so they can get this gratification, these likes and all this. Then they'll get their body done, swear it's not for you,
Right.
and still feel some sense of emptiness
Right.
because they're not getting the reception that they want
From you.
either on social media or through men themselves because somebody, this absence of connectivity between men and the idea of men is something wrong with
Yeah.
it. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
My God.
Do they actually do it for us, or do they do it for the other women?
I think they do it for their idea.
It's definitely some they're compensating for something.
It's
I don't know where
neither.
coming from.
I pray. I listen. God be with. Listen, there's a healing that needs to take place.
Absolutely.
Hold on, I want to tell
There's
my
a
stripper
little
chicks, don't
girl.
listen to this part.
No, listen. There's a little girl and a little boy inside of all of us
Big facts.
that's screaming for help.
Oh, that's a fact.
That's some
That's
V shit right
never
That's some
been
therapy shit. Fact.
completely healed from abandonment issues, from concerns, from identity crisis. I'm praying for people right now. There's a little man on the inside of you that don't know why his father never loved him. There's a little girl that doesn't know why her uncle molested her. There's people that feel like I'm not good enough, but there's a barrier. There's a facade that's confident and everything's a movie and the VIP section and I got a Louis bag. Sister, that Louis bag ain't cutting it. You wouldn't have got them butt shots in an alleyway if that Louis bag was good enough.
putting your life on the line.
Yeah.
You are good enough
Yes, you are.
already
Yes,
for the
you
right
are.
man.
Yes, you are.
But you're trying to attract the masses. You can only be with one person.
Right.
That's what I say all the time.
There's only one motherfucker
You only
can be
need
with.
one motherfucker. You only need to be worrying about attracting one mother. You only need one motherfucker to commit. That's it.
Look at me.
Period.
Why the fuck are
This
you?
shit tricking him.
But,
Grab
because
all the
let me
microphones.
tell you
Hold
why.
up.
Because all
Hold up,
this
wait a
shit-
minute.
Because
Miko,
it's so
who is
many,
she, dog?
it's
Who
so
is she?
many
I mean,
regular
talk about it,
body
man. You lie down.
women.
Get the couch.
It's so many regular
Get on the
body,
couch.
It's regular body women out there who most men, let's be honest, most men who we know are married and happy and successful, whatever, their wives aren't the baddies. They're on average looking women.
If you
On
got that,
top-
if you got that WAP,
Right, well, okay, but I'm
Don't
saying
matter.
on top of all that, also women don't believe, like women who don't get work done or who maybe had in the past, whatever, they don't believe their man who's spending days in days out with them when he's telling you that you're beautiful the way that you are. They're not even buying that shit,
because like
and that be the shit that be fucking us.
wait
up.
a minute
I-
though.
I can
in
accept
the
you
beginning, I said
for
in the
who
beginning, I
you
said
are.
Exactly. I love those little lumps between
Wait,
your
wait.
side and shit.
But isn't repetition persuasion?
yeah, they on social media
So
all day.
repeatedly
And
media
you wonder
tells you.
why.
Right.
Repeatedly media identifies
But you
what
got the
is
motherfucker
supposed
that
to be
counts in the
desirable.
house.
He can't outpace and he can't outcompete media.
Black men have really, really realistic expectations of women.
I agree. Across, on
We do.
average, I
We
agree.
do.
On
And
average,
women
I
need
agree.
to understand that.
Not the ignorant niggas. But
We
on average,
have
I agree.
realistic expectations
Yeah.
We do.
for women.
Yeah.
But guess what though?
Stretch marks.
Even the fat chick wants a Michael B. Jordan.
Facts. Facts.
Guess what we not?
Look who
Michael
look,
B. Jordan.
look
Michael
who
B.
look who
Jordan.
Lizzo shooting her shot at.
Who?
She posted up. She'll post up that she tried to shoot her shot with I don't know, one of the Avengers.
One of the Avengers.
One of the Avengers.
Looking for a superhero.
Right.
Iron Man or somebody.
Like she's shooting her shot at.
Look, she looking at AG like all you can do is change and
Right.
cut
That's
grass
all.
and rake
Right.
leaves
That's
and
all I can
goddamn
do. Take the trash
Right.
can to the
replace
street.
the roof.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not enough.
And that's be crazy.
You
Because
would be Thor?
I try to get women.
Command and lightning and shit? That's what you want?
I need you to show up and show out.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you really love
I need
me?
you to change this weather, babe.
I mean, I actually can. It's raining here, but it's sunny in Jamaica.
Hey,
No. Because soon as you say that,
bullshit
the
right there.
expectation, and this is the
Fly me
thing.
out.
First of all, nobody wants to be average anymore. Despite your results being average, everybody believes that they are above average.
But ain't never did nothing in your life that's exceptional. You are not the exceptional rule in any capacity in your life. But you want an exceptional man.
I'm capable.
That's not fair. That's not a fair exchange in life. That's
I'm
not how it's gonna
highly
work.
capable, but I refuse to rescue you from your own
I agree.
Decisions.
circumstances.
And that's why I get the fuck on.
Because what? You can't add to me at that point.
Right.
All you can do is take away.
And then when you also don't value yourself enough, it's gonna be constant insecurities. They're gonna try to do their best to attract you, but never ask you what it is you need from them. What is it that they can provide? What
JJ,
Why would
Hey,
you
you
ask?
did that, boy.
Why
You found
would
that
you
one.
ask
That one
a
hit.
question
That's
Oh, yeah.
that
that's
you're not the
experience.
answer to?
Yeah.
Because that's the.
Why would you ask a question that you're not the answer to?
Because then you know you got to do work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you self-identified yourself.
You know, man, it just gets to a point where I keep saying natural. Everybody thinks all these things are exceptional. Just do what you know how to do. Do what you know how to do. That person's going to look at it. Wow, that's an exceptional thing you did. You know, average to somebody else, that might just be average. You know, talk to these women. The basic things that we as men do, I'm talking about in this room right now. In this room right now, the majority of these women don't have done.
Facts.
Don't.
Facts.
And when you say certain things and you do certain things and they see these things in your life, D'Amico's did this. Girl, he did that. What? He washed your car. What? He bought you a book. He actually listened. He's looking at your personal development. I'm not concerned about your IG. I'm not concerned about any of that. I'm concerned about your personal development. I'm concerned about your well-being. I want to see you get better. Many people say, you get better, I get better. Yeah. Yeah, it happens that way. I might be just maybe a little bit better.
Right.
But we can average these things out. We can balance each other out. Let's really talk about who we are, what we do. Just be yourself. We don't need that extra. Some people might want that extra.
I only want my extra on strippers. That's it.
You know, for everybody
Can
else.
we talk about strippers so Miko can get it out?
No,
It's
it's
building
all
up.
good. No,
I have nothing
You know,
of value to
it's-
add to that conversation.
But everybody needs something. But be your natural self. Don't deviate from that, because if you're your natural self and if somebody accepts you for being who you are, how can you go wrong? You can never go back and say, wait, give me a second chance to show you who I really am.
AG, but the big thing about that is that sustainable.
That's right.
Let's be clear. Black people have no problem getting into relationships.
That's a fact.
They have a problem sustaining relationships.
That's a big motherfucking fact.
Why? Because people don't show up as themselves. With realistic expectations.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be rescued from their own responsibilities at the expense of the relationship.
And we pair that with what y'all was talking about earlier, is being a healthy version of yourself, investing in yourself fully. So when you come, because people like to say, you got to accept me as I am. But the reality is, who I am might be a liability to you.
Yeah.
So you have to work on yourself and don't
I'd rather know the truth. Let me accept you for who you are. And even as a black man, let me be vulnerable right now.
Let's go.
As a black man, I can show up in a way that's not sustainable for myself.
That's a fact.
Right? Is that okay? I think so. I think my efforts in the beginning should be substantial in comparison to what I can do consistently over the next 20, 30 years. Right? Because it's the beginning of a relationship. That's how all relationships work in my mind. I'm trying to woo a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Flowers, candy, extravagant dates. We not finna do this shit for 3 years in a row. We finna do this for the 6 months, and then we gonna level the fuck out.
Well, I think so. Me and Miko have had a conversation about.
I mean, what
Man,
the fuck?
hold on. First off, I've been there before.
I was about to say we've had conversations about we're almost opposite, right?
Yeah.
And we've had the conversation about years ago about what I'm not willing to do for a woman versus what he is.
Right.
And so for me, like first time I flew a woman out, first time I bought a woman a bag, it's my wife.
But you know, let's be clear. I don't care what we say and what we verbalize. We're a different man for every woman.
Yes,
Fact.
And
That's a fact.
Every woman is a different woman for a different man. There's something AG will pull out of a woman that I never will.
That's why she can't contact you about him.
Yeah, there's something I will pull out of a woman that AG
no
never
idea.
will.
You can't go talk to him. Oh, hell no.
Right? Women show up differently depending
I
on
agree.
the chemistry
Yeah,
of
that's
that
a fact.
man.
I agree. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
And you just have to be. So if you're not being yourself, then what did you pull out? Something you can't live with.
Look, we've all been at that point where we've created something with someone and we couldn't sustain it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell everybody out there that's listening right now, fuck that. Again, understand who you are and be consistent with that.
Yep.
Be consistent with that. I don't want to get 6 months down the line and you say, well, you stopped doing this. That was 20 years ago. No, I'm not doing these crazy, extravagant dinners and we're flying here.
Right.
Because guess what? AG don't do that.
Right.
He don't do that. But this is what he does. And if this fits with you, then you can rock with it.
Right.
If it doesn't,
Well, and sometimes too, AG, is you want to do nice things for a person because you want to do nice things. That doesn't mean that it's always going to be this extravagant throughout the entirety of our relationship.
Is that something that they have an
agreed.
understanding of?
agreed.
I
Wait,
agree.
wait. Pause.
Agreed.
Pause. And sometimes you do these things because you want them to add, contribute, and meet you with a similar energy in their own regard.
Right. Right.
Let's be clear. Reciprocity
Oh,
is a language in
That's
itself.
my favorite word.
Oh shit.
It's a language in itself. If you can master reciprocity, you can have everything you ever
I
wanted in
swear
your
to
life.
God. I swear
If I walk
to
through a
God,
door
bro.
and I open it for the person behind me and there's another door, it's human nature for them to open that next door for me. Question the person that gets to that next door and walks through it without opening it for you. That ain't the person you want in your life.
That's too. I see that habitually, to be honest. And
I tested out. Like, this guy AG has taught me to experiment on people.
I do it all the time.
He does it all the time.
they fail.
If you learn
A lot of them
something new, put it into immediate action. Test it out. See. Use somebody as a guinea pig. I will walk to a door, wait for the person that's 20, 30, 40, 50 feet behind me, open the door to see if they're going to open the next door because I want to understand human
they
nature
are.
for myself.
Facts.
Not what I read. I
Facts.
read it. Okay, cool. I want to see it. I want to experience it. So then I can put it into my own life and see who is an asset and who's a liability.
And that's a fact. I mean,
It's real.
It's sometimes it's literally that literal, right? One of the
Period.
things my wife showed me early that she was willing to reciprocate. I open the door for her. I don't care if she's mad. It's never a time where she won't push, unless it's a car too close. It's never a time that she won't reach over, and that don't have to be your reciprocity.
But you
Right,
find peace
right.
in that, though,
Right,
right?
right,
You
yep.
find peace in you can go the extra mile with a person that you know in that capacity. You don't question if your contribution is being sown into fertile ground or not.
So I want to ask y'all this. So, with Because Mark ain't out here in these streets. But
Oh
we
my
are.
God.
We out here in these streets.
Hold on.
Wait, he's
Wait,
Marcus
wait,
married.
Hold on.
What streets we talking about?
We had,
Hey, hold on. We in these streets.
because we had these debates all the time. Mark had these perceptions of how dating
Marcus
is.
like, stop it.
I'm trying to figure
Because
out.
he has all these perceptions of what it's like to really date in Atlanta, and he think that there's so many options around. You can do this and go there and do this. I'm like, Mark, you don't understand, bro.
I ain't
We are in the Cash App era of dating, bro. The expectations that these women have of dating them and getting to know them or whatever is much more different than what it was even 3 years ago.
Do you mean y'all in them streets and I'm not? Is that
Yes, that's exactly what
Is
I
that
just
what y'all
said.
heard?
That's what I just said.
I thought
Sound like that, but
I
let's
thought
stick
he
with that.
said.
That's what I just said.
Me and Mark.
Right, he said
No.
me and Mark in these streets.
No, I said Mark not in these streets. I said we in these streets. Yeah, no. I said Mark not in these
It
streets.
has been fixed.
I had to listen to what he was saying.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard. It's a lot harder. It's not easy. People think that they come to Atlanta like, oh, y'all dudes got so many options out here. Y'all got so many women out here. Y'all must be gay or some shit. Cause I don't see how y'all don't got no woman. Y'all don't understand.
Let
bro.
me just, before I even preface this conversation, I think there's always a challenging era in every man's life, and I've had incredible favor in the women's department, so I can't even speak
Yeah.
on this particular
Nah,
topic.
we done all been through some bullshit.
No, what I'm saying is I have other dilemmas in the women's department, but options and access is not one of them.
But the main question I was
Agreed.
going to ask is that how do y'all feel about finding a partner that's best suitable for love and commitment? Do you think it's possible out here in this dating world today?
It's challenging. It's extremely challenging. And as you identify who you are and you actually begin to walk in that, it becomes increasingly difficult, as it should,
True.
because you're more aware of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only a certain percentage of the world
I agree.
that can contribute to that.
I agree.
So you should find yourself blessed and concerned at the same time, because AG or Mark or D'Amico's or John knows exactly who we are, which means only this particular person will do. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the job you have, and the only thing you're tasked with in this world is finding out who you are and who's your tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And at the head of that tribe is your woman.
I agree.
And the more you know about yourself, the more limiting that becomes.
Yeah.
And I'm
agree.
okay with that, because everybody want to.
I want AG to speak, and then I'm gonna go with my retort.
All right.
All right. It is all about you. It's nobody else. Again, I cannot beat this enough. It's about you. Knowledge of self. Understand you. What you will and will not tolerate again. Then what is the ratio? What's the ratio?
Shit, I don't know.
I ain't about to put no ratio out.
7
you
to
know.
1.
Okay.
No,
What-
I
at
don't
the
believe
lowest.
it. I don't believe
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
we're at a point now that a lot of people just don't know themselves. Understand who you are. And in whatever relationship you get into, a person that you meet, be consistent with being yourself. That person will automatically disqualify themselves from being in your life.
I agree.
You will see that. Don't waver
I
from
agree.
being who you are. When I understood that, I didn't care about a relationship at that point. Because the focus was on me. My happiness. Somebody's going to see you, say, oh my God, this guy's just happy. This guy's doing everything he loves to do. How can I contribute to this?
Right.
Or, I wanted to say that, but this, it's you. It starts with you. You gotta know yourself. Be consistent with yourself. I can't say that enough. Don't worry about the relationship. And when you actually do meet somebody, and you're yourself over and over and over and over. Every woman that you met that it didn't work out, will sometimes even pick up the phone and call you. Let's be clear. Because you were that one guy that was consistent. Didn't change. When you first met, this is what it was. And it's always been that thing. You did not say these words. Give me another opportunity to show you who I really am. You will never.
I agree.
I'm gonna say it right now. You will never hear me say that. I will never say that.
You know, circle back.
No.
Never gonna say that. Never gonna say, hey, wait a minute. Hold. Give me another opportunity to show you who I really am.
Hell nah.
I
I'm
also
gonna be consistent.
think that a man and a woman identifies their gift based on what pulls at their heart. So you have to be mindful of who you desire to show up for. There's great women that I have no desire to come to their rescue. Right? There's a level, there's capacities and tolerances based on the connection, the relationship, the natural vibe, the chemistry. You have to be aware of that. Because to me, life is a roller coaster ride. There's ups, there's downs, there's spirals. I enjoy all of it. But at the end of the day, when I look to the right of me, who do I want to see in that seat? Whether we're up, down, or in the middle of a spiral.
Right.
Because we're going to go through it. Who do you want to go through it with?
Facts,
It's
bro.
the real
I
question.
agree, bro.
Who do I want to look at the movie theater when the shit get funny and laugh with?
Right. I always say, who bullshit can you live with? That's where the really
Because
boils
it's going to
down
be some regardless.
Whose bullshit can you live
Let me
with?
clear this up too, because Miko keep twisting my words, right?
Okay, let me let you go.
Uh-oh.
Y'all,
Let's
have you
go
met?
with-
Have you
His
met?
ego, wait,
we
don't
ain't-
let that go.
No, I'm
Go ahead.
saying
let's
we
go
talking
with
about
it.
it.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
man.
have you met his ex? I know you have.
I have no idea.
Okay.
AG didn't know.
Cool,
AG
cool.
No
I
idea.
talked to her. I don't know if
No
I met
idea
her.
who she is.
So, my issue with Miko is
See,
never.
He always want to
We
bring
just
my
was
shit in
no.
this motherfucker.
When we started
All right,
the
go ahead.
discussion,
Go
you
ahead,
said I have this perception.
man. Go ahead, man.
From early on when we met at 23, I always look. I was in college, so most of the women I was around were peers. Everybody have ideas. Miko is around these professional women who seem to have had it together, at least at looking up at as 23-year-old.
Hey, they like the kid, man.
Miko also is a salesman. So if Miko like you, he sold on you. And he sell himself first.
He's going to sell everybody else.
And then he going to sell everybody else. So a few issues when we had these conversations where Miko be like, you ain't been in the game. The game been the game. Before Cash Out, it was still money request. It was still
It was Western Union.
right. It was
Or
something.
MoneyGram.
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
essentially what you're talking about is this request for money for somebody. Boom, boom, boom. What I be saying to
Women
you
have
is,
literally said, by the way, women have literally said that I've spoken to. They be like, in order to take me out on a date, you got to pay me to take you out on a date.
right.
Women have literally said that.
I asked directly, how much does his pussy cost?
That's exactly what I want to know.
I've
I
never,
if I'm making a direct deposit,
ever
it's going directly.
Experienced that.
And he's still in these streets.
I've
Dude,
never
we all in the
experienced
streets.
that.
No.
And
Stop saying we all.
I've never experienced that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Here's why I think some people have, even myself, is because certain women know who they can say that to.
I agree, like a motherfucker.
But I also tell
Now, hold
you,
on, hold on,
you
granted-
put your money in a lot of situations. I've heard you. My wife has heard you as well.
Yeah.
Where you will tell a woman
If you
what
lead with money,
There you go. That's what they
and
gonna look
you
for.
say it like, oh, this is just the way my
I'm a
family
six-figure
like
nigga.
My family like to
What'd he
take
say?
care of.
I'm a six-figure nigga. I need 2 of them figures, please.
Yeah.
But I tell them, number one, is that the way you lead with women.
But hold on, now I think you should take care of a woman if she's taking.
I'm not telling you not to.
I don't think you should take care of a motherfucking thing but yourself.
Right, but
Yeah,
I'm not even fighting his
See,
philosophy
cold-blooded.
about how he gonna live it. But when you talk about these women, number one, I'll be like, how did this nigga become the nigga that fought through the gauntlet? Right? When you have, it be early when we like, cause you try to hold off on who we get to meet.
Yeah.
But when we meet him, we be like, this the nigga
Oh, I see what you're saying.
that done fought through this world's
yeah,
strongest
yeah.
woman obstacle course
Yeah.
to get to your heart.
Yeah.
And that's who you chose? And so when I know the other women that you have even some level of association with, I'm like, if you gonna fuck up, you could have fucked up there. Fall up the steps, don't fall down.
Yeah.
So my critique is not that you should be married by now. It's really more so about your discernment and the way that you put yourself out there to women too early.
Well, I'll say D'Amico's had a unrealistic perception of women that I wanted him to change, but I could not be involved in the process. Something you have to go through on your own as a man. Can't no man prepare you for it.
That's a fact.
Can't no man tell you, dude, you fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta go feel that shit.
You
in
got
your
to. You got to touch that
heartstrings
fire sometimes
for
bro.
yourself, and hope that it doesn't fuck you up to the point beyond repair.
Right, recovery. Yeah.
Because you don't want to ever lose your compassion for
Right.
the black woman
You
based
don't.
on one experience.
That's what I was scared of, boy.
Right.
I was
Right.
scared of that fire pit, bro.
But you do need to understand that not all women are created equal,
Absolutely.
irregardless of color.
Yeah.
So I was excited for him to go through the process, but I was waiting to see what the outcome was.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
I was scared.
I made it through. I still love and revere black women. I want to marry a black woman one day. You know, that's all.
But not Monday.
Just not Monday. You know what I'm saying? Listen. First off, this ain't the intervention with D'Amico's right now. But you said something. I want to ask you a question. You said a color? Have either of you two ever been with a non-black woman?
Just say you love white women.
Say
it. Just say it.
I've never
Everybody.
been in a relationship.
Are we
with a-
saying relationship or are we saying
Dated. Just
No.
dated.
I've
Or
never
just relations.
I've never
It
dated a
could be
woman.
relations. It could be dated.
Are we-
it
are
can be
we-
talked.
Have you
Have
known
you had
them?
interest in women that weren't black women?
I've never dated a woman that wasn't colored. Now Puerto Rican, Spanish. I've had all of that.
Yeah.
Or white women?
No.
No.
Never been with a white woman.
No.
Never been with an Asian woman.
Wait, never been in a relationship with a white woman.
Right. You trying to
You
get
say-
to.
Trying to get real
I've never been
specific.
in a
Let's-
relationship
let's
with a white
be-
woman.
let's
What are
be
you talking
clear.
about,
You
bro?
love white women, though.
Let's be clear.
Who?
No,
Oh.
I listen. I like all women. I love black women. I want to be with a black
You know what
woman.
it is? I don't want to be with a woman that can't really identify with my struggle, right? Even though black women won't verbalize it,
Right.
they can't deny that they don't identify with it.
I think that's a misconception that gets proposed on a lot of black men, especially successful black men, is that we immediately want to run to other groups of women. No, y'all always had, and the men that we've had on this podcast consistently want and prefer black women. That's just how it is. That's a reflection of how we are at large. Mark, shut the fuck up. I've never been with.
No, I'm
I'll
laughing at
say
your
this.
hat
I'll
cocked
say
to the
this.
side like a b-boy.
I wouldn't listen. I won't even say that I want.
Looking for the rap hands.
I won't say that I want and desire black women. I'll say I want and desire what serves me best,
So,
and that happens to be a black woman.
Okay.
Whether she knows it or not,
okay.
and that's the real struggle.
I like that we got this. Number one, the numbers never support the idea
Right.
that black men are fleeting towards.
No.
No matter the financial level.
That's just the victim personality choosing
I
to focus
agree.
on that.
I
Right.
agree,
It
bro.
is. You didn't choose me or one of my friends. Thus, I can go identify. And I try to challenge every woman. You give me that perception for every one person that you know, celebrity or not, I'm going to name 3 or 4 black men that marry black women.
Right.
And so don't come to me with that. And it's a hard sell because, and I talk to women about positioning. I think we've gotten so used to putting ourselves in pods and saying, I don't see nobody around me that operates like this. And we've gotten so used to convenience that women no longer position themselves the same way.
This is all I can say. Prepare before expectation.
Fact.
Period. Whether you're a man or a woman, we expect things we've not prepared for.
I agree like a motherfucker.
The fuck are you? Who the fuck am I to prepare for? Like, we want jobs we haven't prepared for.
I agree.
Asking D'Amico's, what's your resume look like? It don't look like yours, nigga. You're not prepared.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit.
I
Like,
agree. We want
you
what
want a
we can't
marriage
have.
you're not prepared for.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that?
It's like you said earlier. There's men out there, black men out there, who aren't at peace that they don't qualify for certain levels or types of black women. And so what they do a lot of this coddling.
And they overcompensate.
Overcompensate and say the things that's soothing to them to get them on
Not
their
only
side.
do they say the things, they buy the bags.
Yeah.
They buy the airline tickets. The all-inclusive resorts.
Facts.
Why? They want to get something they don't qualify for.
Facts.
They want to speed up the process
Facts.
to fucking.
And they want that gotcha.
And they want that got you. And then this same woman that's been misutilized and misappropriated wants to settle down with one of us.
Right.
Given her past discretions and emotional baggage.
Gotta pay for them sins, huh?
And I'm looking at you like, you enjoyed that trip in that unnecessary small dick. And now you want to fuck with me. Are you fucking joking? Are you serious?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't compensate for that.
Right.
And we got to see this cornball ass nigga when we go out.
Right.
You know, that's my ex. Oh, really?
They gonna overcharge you.
You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. Every club we go to, you know the bouncer.
Right.
For the wrong reasons. I'm not positioned to deal with such bullshit.
Right, I agree. And that's what also gets brought to the table of these lofty. It's really this sugar daddy expectations. Oftentimes a lot of these women have due to these sugar daddy ass niggas who don't qualify.
And it's without
temporarily
there's not an age on that either.
Nah, you're right. It's absolutely.
There's
not.
men and women that need to relocate to start over because you got so much bullshit within the city that you're already in. You can't. It's inescapable.
I agree like a motherfucker.
You can't live here anymore and do something different because everyone knows who you. Like you got to go somewhere else.
Oh, that's
and I'm not talking about a neighboring city.
That's
right.
South Carolina won't do.
Facts.
I'm talking about like another country.
Shit.
That's big. That's big.
Boy,
You got to get away from
That's pretty big.
You got to get away from all 300 million
Period.
of
Right?
this country.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Shit, man. I'm asked out of questions and everything. Mark, you got something else on, bro?
Nah, I'm good, man. I appreciate y'all, brother.
Man.
Let me ask you, I want to
thank
ask
you.
y'all. I want to before we leave with this. I want to because also at the same time, there's a lot of young black guys and goddesses watching too. You know, like the teenagers and shit. What key advice would you have for them in their future, especially the teenage boys? What kind of guidance or advice would you? Because what kept y'all? I think that's a better question. What kept y'all from going astray?
Who says we didn't go?
He stay in the dark place.
I'm saying kept y'all out of prison, kept y'all from joining gangs, and I'm talking about maybe you did in your past. But I'm saying where in a way where it even if you did these fucked up decisions, what kept you from falling into the bullshit and that becoming your end result of who you are today?
Being observant of your environment. For me, I grew up in the hood just like everybody else did. Drugs, violence, absent parents, all of that. I understood that it existed, and I made a conscious decision to do something different. I saw the result of the dope boy. I saw the result of this. I saw the result of that. I learned through the experiences of other people of what not to do, and that cut my success in half. Learn. You really don't have to go through every experience that somebody goes through.
That's a fact.
I'm gonna learn through your experience, yours and yours.
Back here.
That was one of the key things that I did, as I learned through the experiences of other people. So I learned what to do and what not to do. And that's what helped me. It will cut your success. It'll cut your training in half. You don't have to experience getting a ticket running through a red light. Stop at the red light. You saw that person run the light, get T-boned. Don't run the light. Live through the experiences of other people. It worked for me. When I met these cats 20 years ago, I learned through the experiences of them, so I knew what not to do. Take a conscious effort and look at what's going on around you. We oftentimes talk about the generational curse. Let's break it.
Yeah.
Will it be tough? Damn right it will be. Will you lose some family members? Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Will you lose some friends? Yes, you will, because they're not going to be ready for, keyword, your journey. It's not theirs. It's yours. Look at your environment. See what's happening. See what person that you have to become in order to become a success. That's what you've got. That's what you've got to do. Live through the experiences of other people. Learn. Don't just throw it aside. I need to go through this to see how it feels. No, I don't.
Yeah.
That shit burn.
It hurts. Yeah, it hurts. So look at your environment. Take it in. Take it in. Learn from it.
All right, what about you?
Wow, he said a lot that I would have said, but to be different, you gotta find some people that expect more from you than you expect from yourself. Find some people that you want to be accountable to, that you do not want to let down. They see something in you that you don't see in yourself. And it ain't got to be your friends. It could be your enemies. White people see something in black men that we don't see. White people see a threat in you that you don't see. White people see an angle to your contribution that you don't see. My brother was one person I didn't want to let down. God damn, he's want to duplicate whatever I do. I can't just do what I want to do, because I don't want to see him do that. Then I met AG, I met Ice, I met JT. I don't want to let these people down. They see something in me that's great. I don't see it yet, but if they see it, it's got to be there. Then my teachers, they saw something in me that made them tell me, you won't make it to the age of 18. There's nothing good in you. You're a fuck up. And I wanted to prove them wrong. Use everything the world gives you as fuel.
It's that Jordan
And
mentality.
you'll get, I swear to God, you'll get to where you're going. There's things you can agree with and disagree with. You got to be very, very deliberate about that. I chose to agree with AG. I chose not to agree with Miss Stroud in 8th grade. They told me I wasn't going to be shit. I said, nah, you fucking wrong. I don't believe you.
Was she attractive?
Ugly white.
It's always the
Just,
ugly teachers.
she had the-
I
I ain't gonna lie. She the first person I saw that had Tourette's. She had Tourette's. She had this motherfucking twitch. Just Tourette's, right?
Right.
And you know, I don't know why she chose to be a teacher. She had nothing to contribute to my life that was positive. And you know, I had a decision to make, because the picture that she painted was in alignment with my life experience. I was constantly suspended, constantly in trouble, very vocal. I would fight at the drop of a dime. That was the picture I painted, but that wasn't who I was. Yeah, man. So you really gotta make a decision for yourself, man, and find people that you don't want to let down. You know, even in this room, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's people in this room I don't want to let down. And I know they see something in me. And if I can crack the door open and let niggas through, it's better for the culture.
Ooh, big facts, man. All right, that was beautiful, man. This has been beautiful. Glad to have you black guys on, you brothers on. You know, I can't, you know, give you all enough of your flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you all have and continue to be an inspiration to me. You know, as I say, I love coming to AG for the wisdom. And I love coming to you for the motivation. You know, yeah, I know so many people gonna receive a lot of gems from this. And at the end of the day, I want also people to know that, you know, as black men, you know, we as successful black men, we don't. If you listen to this, when you listen to these, play back these clips, you're not gonna see. There's no better than thou persona. This whole podcast, y'all ain't did shit but give game, give advice, and exude leadership. You know, and black women too. Y'all ain't did shit but you know, profess your affection and love for black women.
And
that's
appreciate it.
That's why I want black women to always keep in mind, like, we love the shit out of black women. Yeah, we talk our shit. We got differences. We pop, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the motherfucking day, we got your motherfucking back.
Period.
And that's a fact. And what we also doing here is showing them episode after episode that black men who own their shit are not anomalies.
Facts.
They not single. They not all gay. They not, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Not no typical rappers or entertainers.
Right. Right. And so the reality is, when it comes to the results that people want, you gotta figure out how to position yourself.
Big fucking
y'all
facts.
not hard to find. You hard to find.
Yeah.
But in general,
But when you when you find that gem,
you find gold.
right?
yeah,
You strike gold when you find them.
Right.
Yeah.
And you gotta keep a
Might
level.
find them at a cigar spot though.
yeah, you'll find
You
me
got
chilling.
you got to keep a level of
I
optimism.
saw you on
and
a picture
positivity.
somewhere online.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
did.
I was like,
Right.
You send it to
Yeah.
him?
yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He did. He did.
Oh shit, that's
It's like seeing Bigfoot ride a
It
unicorn.
is, bro. I'm so surprised.
He gonna have that scrubbed
I
off
was
by the end
surprised
of
as
the day.
fuck. Well, go ahead, Mark. My bad.
But I'm just saying, we really trying to defeat this narrative that's out there through our own media sources and putting it out there. We gonna hit you over the head with professional black men
Yes.
who chilling, who talking, who suave, who relaxed.
Yeah.
And the common theme is they out here. They out here and they gonna keep expressing their wantingness and willingness to bring up the community, to support, love, and encourage black women, to keep black men and young black boys uplifted as well.
That's right.
And this shit is important because we you grow up in poverty and shit, you don't see this as often.
Yeah.
But now that we putting it out there,
Yeah.
you got to receive it some way.
Yeah.
And you can ask yourself, are you going to receive it or are you going to reject it?
That's a fact. Your truth, like
And-
you said earlier.
And we accessible. Hell, if you don't know how to get to them, get to one of us and we can get to them,
Yes.
Which brings so how can people get in touch with y'all? We not
You can't.
right.
Smoke signal, carrier pigeon.
Hey, Pony Express if you will.
You know,
If you need to reach me,
Oh, hold on.
D'Amico's-
Y'all didn't tell. Can you just professionally and just real quick? So tell them how they can reach you, and tell them what you do, and then tell them how they can reach you as well, because we didn't cover that part too about what y'all do.
So I'm a real estate agent. Also run the Gentleman's District, which is a nonprofit association focused on bridging the gap between men with sons and sons without their fathers. You can reach me on Facebook or IG at the Gentleman's District or Lifestyle Realty. That's pretty much it, man.
All right, what you?
me by profession, I'm a data analyst. I analyze a ton of data and help you see what's going on in your facility, right? Based off of the numbers and whatever's coming through, right? As we've said before, social media, I don't do it. I really
You might see them on
Don't.
ATL pics though.
do it. You'll see me at a spot, cigar, whatever.
Brims up.
Yeah, that's right.
Brims, oh yeah,
That's
you get
right.
a dope ass spot.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. But if like I said, through this outlet, if I'll put it like this, if you really want the knowledge, and I'm gonna say this too, I'm willing to give it away because I know my purpose. Everything that's made me a success, I'm willing to give away. And if you really want this knowledge, you will find the right person. If you really want it,
I agree.
look for it. I want to tell everybody, and everybody in this room, I'll give it away. Give it away. Because I know it works. Use this outlet. Reach out. I'll if you want it, I'll give it to you.
But find a way to it.
That's right. Use the outlet.
All right, man. And y'all already know how y'all can reach me at Fearless Black Men on IG. Also, subscribe to our podcast on YouTube. Black Men and Cigars, the podcast, on YouTube. We also got Patreon coming very, very, very soon.
Yeah.
Probably by the time this video come out, we actually had a Patreon up, so make sure you subscribe to our channel for that, for all the exclusives. And then Mark.
Hey, bensocial.distancing at IG. You can hit me up, Mark Anthony, on Facebook, and Black Men And Cigar podcast on IG. We're very receptive, and that's it for me.
All right, y'all. We out this motherfucker.